Yeah.
That's it.
It's
That
not
is
that it
it.
stands as law. You have to do that.
Right.
You have to
It is the
stand
way
on
they
that.
act,
That
though. They
is
act
your
like these
square.
people made the laws or something. It's like, no, they just learned them.
Look,
It's fucking crazy.
but we had that conversation last night. Discussing a lot of different aspects about what exactly is the disconnect. Law is history, bro. History is law. And if you don't understand certain portions about the exacts in history and where exactly this corporation came about, then you're not going to understand the absolute accuracy in law that you need to have. Everything else is going to be a mistaken fact and a mistaken law coming from your own mouth, which is a creation of controversy. And those who create controversy have to provide proof and fact in law. You are forgetting, not you, but the majority, the general public is always forgetting about the other side. Just because you have an opinion and a statement on what you think the law is does not mean that that is the absolute fact, because there's many other case laws out there that go against everything that you're fucking stating.
Yeah, there is.
Right.
You can't tell me that the state can't make money. Yes, they can.
Right.
That's
They definitely
constitutionally
can.
backed. So what fraud? What? What? Well, they're doing this and they're doing that. That's their job, ma'am.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
that's
That's
that's what
that's
they
that's what they
that's
do.
what they do.
That's literally what they do. And it boils down to just the basics. And when you don't know them, that's the result, right? That's the
Absolutely.
result. If you don't understand the basic foundation of a lot of these systems, then you're definitely the type that's going to go buy a template, file that shit on record, and end up going to feds.
Just slap down a piece of paper, call it a day, huh? Well, they
Yeah,
didn't
it's like, hey,
listen
I
to
bought
me.
this from this dude that sounded smart, and I filed it. And he's like, wow.
That's just funny. And they didn't listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They told
let's
me
not do
no.
that.
And you just let them
You
say
know,
that?
they will. They will tell you
Somebody in
no.
my
Of
other
course, they
group
get
was
by on
like,
screwing people over.
somebody in my other group was fighting a foreclosure. And they were like, yeah, they call me a sovereign citizen. And then the other dude that's basically teaching the class, he teaches abatements and stuff. He's like, and
Yeah. What next? What
and
happened
and you
after
just
that?
let him? And she's like, yeah, I didn't know what to say.
Bro, you tell them the same thing they fucking did when they called me that. The
Got
fucking
it.
officer, all I said, I made one statement. I said, really, even if it's private property, that's it. Other than that, I was like a complete, like, acting like a citizen would, like I knew nothing. I said, even if it's private property, hit the radio. We got a sovereign citizen. Like 6 carloads showed up. And I was like, what the fuck did you just call me? I was like, bro, don't please do me a favor. Don't ever call me that dumb shit again. I was like,
I
you know what
told
that
her,
means?
if you're gonna call
You
me
know what that is?
anything, call me American, motherfucker.
Man, call me by my living name.
I'm a
Call
man
me
with
by what I
life.
tell you to call me.
I'm a man with life.
That's it.
That's it.
Don't call
Whatever.
me no
Don't call
citizen.
me
Don't
no
call me no
sovereign citizen, nothing.
nationality. None of that.
Don't call me Mexican. Don't call me Latino. Don't call me Spanish. None of that shit.
If you're gonna call me
Don't do
anything, you
none
can
of
call
that.
me a New Jerseyan, motherfucker.
Hey, the Ians, the Ian.
Mhm.
The Ian is strong with this one on the real. Yes, it is.
He said the
What we
Ian
got
is
going on today
strong
for
with this
this
one.
learn and burn, guys?
Oh, how did your day go, brother?
Man, honestly, it was a good day. It was a good day. I got some stuff planned out and everything. I've got the car done pretty much, except there's one spark plug that's like behind the motor, and the plug wire like broke trying to get the little rubber boot off, and like it's just
Fun stuff.
frustrating. Yeah, fun stuff, dude. Whole car completely fixed.
Cars
So I
fun in every
rebuild the
way.
whole top end of the motor, and I get stuck on a fucking spark plug.
Right on.
Well, that's usually how the fucking cookie crumbles, right?
Isn't
Hey.
that fucking irony for you? So we're gonna let you literally tear the entire top end of this motor apart, replace all the intake manifolds, and all that, it's gonna go smoothly. It's gonna be as easy as it could possibly be. And then we're gonna get you stuck on this one spark plug so you can't drive the car and you
Yeah, you know.
Remember, I couldn't change a set of wheels. I had to cut my shits off. All I was just trying to do is change a set of wheels.
What?
you know what I have realized though? I can just walk where I need to go. Takes a little longer,
Yeah,
but you
that's what
can
I've
do
been doing today. On the real, we just had a
it. Yeah,
storm too, so it's like falling trees all through the neighborhood and whatnot. People trying to clean up and stuff like that. I actually discovered a couple of businesses I got to tap in with earlier in the week. You know what I'm saying? Monday to Tuesday, but it's all the way from I walk to the Light Collective or whatever the case may be, so I could pick up some mail. You know what I'm saying? Do my little rounds or whatever. It's beautiful out. Everybody outside in a good mood and everything of the sort.
yeah, it
Good
is pretty
networking
nice.
opportunities for the day. You know what I'm saying? Met a few new people. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Shit looking
Yeah.
crazy out here where I'm at right now. Storming, lightning right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah. It ain't hit here yet, but it's about to.
Hey, Mozzie, how was your day, man? How'd that information go? You start digging into it?
Oh yeah.
absolutely. You feel what I'm saying? What I did was, as you were sending me the information or whatever, I was plugging it into the AI, you feel what I'm saying, and getting the AI to you know what I mean, research it from a New Jersey standpoint. You feel what I'm saying? And pulling up the New Jersey information. You feel what I'm saying? And I start reading through it like that. You know what I mean? Part one, part two, part three. I made a whole document out of it. I told you I always make a document of what I'm researching from the New Jersey standpoint. So I know where I'm supposed
That's
to be
what's
looking
up.
for from New Jersey and you know what I mean, and all that stuff. So I can go back and reread it and all that stuff.
Told you
And I
it was
appreciate it.
expensive, man.
What'd you
Don't fuck
say?
around about that. That's expensive.
You said expensive?
Extensive. Extensive
Oh,
to death, man.
uh,
You know what I mean? None of that is light work. It takes a lot to produce a corrected account record to be able to be out in another plane and anything. I mean, especially dealing with land and real estate. Again, with banks, bro, and they're going to insert an investor, third party, you know what I'm saying, a collector on the back end. Because, so, man, what's the case law that states banks can't own property? You remember that one?
Fuck. I got it in my notes.
yeah, I do
But
remember
that's the
reading that
whole
too, that the
entire
banks
thing.
can't
And
own property. Yeah.
yeah, banks cannot own property. They can't own it, they don't own property, which means they can't stand any amount of their own credit. So you're trying to understand collateral, which is what's happening within all real estate contracts, because you're talking about deeds of trust. Oftentimes it's whoever is trying to acquire the property not assigning on deed of trust and then handling the other assigned back to whatever part of the entire deal. So we're understanding signatures, right? When you Black's Law 6, again, signatures state that you take it from one document and go place them on another, copied or written. And people don't know this, so they're always talking about the fraud aspect. Well, it's possible to commit fraud if they, again, you use it for fraud. You have to carry this assignments anyway, get back out of the state. Like we were talking about private property assignment. And the state is the whole property, the holding company, which is why they like use of a thing, so lightly, right? The collateral in the whole entire situation has to deal with the physical security, all right? So that's a question for collateral as well as the asset. It just so happens that oftentimes having put up the house, the car, whatever, back as a forcible piece of collateral, and they you know, contract realize that. All right. So when they're coming to collect, let's say, you have some kind of a tow company or, a repo company. That's a third party intervener. They basically stole off the information, which now becomes an unauthorized act throughout law, mistaken law on their own. They have to do so. It's assumed that you had, abandoned whatever kind or whatever contract those originally. You just left everything else. You did not communicate anything further. You didn't write anything else on their presentment that they issued to you for you to be able to deposit back to them, which now becomes a condition of their property. Is how they're able to sit here and handle the lien charge. All right, the delinquency and the default judgment handling that property and that they're able to see. So the state isn't necessarily the one that's re-owning the property, but like whatever investor has stepped in. So, you know, one of them guys. That's all it has. So as soon as anybody's like, as soon as anybody wants to outsource the car, typically they're gonna get them on the back and call those guys who can actually handle the rest of the properties. The only thing a bank is an intermediary. It's a pastor.
I had to let them back in. Sorry, man.
That's it. It's just an
Getting some
intermediary
lag for
pastor.
sure.
And that's your agency back into the Federal Reserve. You know what I mean? That's all they do. No loan, no credit, no extension credit.
I don't know if it's me or it's like while you was talking, bro. They were like you was breaking up real
I'm
bad.
telling you, they are. Yes.
Yes, I can't hear your audio. I thought it was me. I had to just left and rejoin to see.
They've been doing
Yeah,
this
I
a
did
lot
the
more
same
than here.
thing.
Any of that?
Like, bro, I wonder. I was trying. I wanted to say something, but I'm thinking it's my audio because ain't nobody else saying nothing. So
Nah.
that's why I left.
Yeah, me too. It was bits and pieces. I could hear the overall
Did you
gist.
get
but it was
any
like
of
a
that?
delay.
It was like choppy, man. It was like in and out.
Oh my goodness, bro.
I mean, I
Let
caught
me
enough
shut
of
up.
it to understand where you're going and what you're saying, but that's me.
Bro.
Somebody else would have been like, I have no clue.
And then it's like C3 clear as hell.
right.
Crazy.
Crazy,
That's
man.
stupid too. I'm like, yeah, I totally get what he said. And they're like, how? You only heard like a quarter of it.
You guys wanted
Yeah.
it again? I can do it again. I'll give it again.
I mean, it's up to you, bro. It's all up to you,
It
family.
is,
You
bro.
feel what I'm
This is,
saying? But as soon as you start breaking up, I'm gonna cut you off just so you don't get long winded on it.
But
yeah. They do
I'm
this
gonna
on
try
like
to chop. I'm gonna try to
conversations
make
with
it
each other.
short.
Yeah, you got to do it in like 2-bar increments.
Yeah.
All right.
What
That's
layer
what
of
it is.
shadow
You got
banning?
to do like Lil Wayne recorded the No Ceilings. Like, you got
Man,
to go in there, hit one bar.
essentially, man, because they bank on their intermediary. That's it. It's only an intermediary. All right. It's a pass through between you and the Federal Reserve. All money issues are coming from the Federal Reserve. All right. So if you wanted the house or the car, take you to go to another business or something like that for them to put an order to the bank, which is why they're having you deposit this application. That application is their property. So in issuances of real estate, typically a deed of trust is needed in that whole entire transaction. If you don't handle those property assignments and the privacy, all right, the privacy aspect of it, then they step in. So you can go look at, the transfer of the signature through Black's Law, like sixth edition. Go look up signature. It's going to tell you it can be transferred from any document. And people are like, oh, well, I didn't see that portion of the contract. So they didn't need you for that. You are only acting as an informant or some kind of certified like a certified or authorized viewer to the document or the initial signature on there, especially if there's an X on that signature line or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now when we're talking about the seizure of the asset, the bank isn't the one coming after you. Typically, it's a repo company or a share separate for the state to come seize the house. Why could that be? Because the bank didn't own it. They had to get a real being that was a creditor that issues bonds and handles actual private assignment dealing with that piece of property. Makes sense?
Right. Definitely makes sense.
Hey, yep, I follow you clearly now. Yep.
That's the easiest I can put that for y'all without going too in depth past that, and then you start cutting the audio.
Yeah, because they was trying to do they was doing it, but you did it and summarized it real good enough so you can get your point of view. You feel what I'm saying?
That
It's
brings up
crazy it's crazy that we even have to do shit like this nowadays. You feel what I'm saying? Because I can attest that we don't never have no audio problems, bro. It don't never happen like this. It don't never happen, family. And when you get to talking or whatever, that's just what happens.
Yeah,
What layer
yeah.
of shadow banning is this? We may never know.
I don't know.
The next level, bro.
That 5 hour podcast definitely went crazy. You know what I'm saying? Touched on a lot of topics. Me and Mozzie actually was discussing something earlier because in Chicago, I'm familiar with something called like eminent domain. So I'm familiar with
Hmm.
that in terms of property seizures and being able to purchase property with like a lien. But out here, just even wholesale property.
That's what it all is. All of its charges, all of its liens. Everything in commerce is operating off of liens.
Hmm.
So to explain a lien, when you look at just the apple tree, bro, you want to grab an apple. The lien was implemented as soon as you look at the apple. Nature seized it for you and held it in place. That's a lien. It's a lien on property. So your equitable stance in this, if I looked at the same apple that you did, and you didn't know I was looking at that apple, and I went ahead and grabbed that apple before you did, are you now going to be mad that I got the apple that you wanted, or are you going to still go grab an apple? Equitable relief is to go grab the apple. You still get an apple.
Right.
Essentially, man, liens are implemented as soon as you become interested in anything. As soon as you become interested in there is a lien that is implemented. It is up to beings and follow through and execute on that lien. So, what do you have as far as your claim? Can you produce a superior record, an account?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like something that's older that predates the time that they started paying or that I picked up the property.
Initially, or in essence of going to a car dealership. If I want a car, I need to ask for the contract, B, some kind of purchase order, the Monroney sticker, and shit like that. So I can take that and start producing my own account record. That's me building up my claim, perfecting my interest in the property. Because if I did everything lawfully and now I can produce this record in a court of law, there's nothing that you can basically do to stop me from being able to obtain a piece of property that is equivalent to the property or the money that was equivalent to the piece of property. Considering the fact I you intermittent, I produce
Breaking you up.
to seize the asset.
Yep.
The asset.
Now it's breaking up. It's breaking up. Yep.
But it's like you equitable relief is either the money involved with the thing, so that's more formal contract, or the actual asset I was after, or equivalent to. So that is what you would be looking at as far as something were happening to the house.
Equitable relief. I see.
But my whole entire exactly. My whole entire account record was already used. So why would I go argue with anybody? Only thing I need to do is ask you what is wrong here. And can you please provide me any kind of proof in fact and law that shows me that I'm wrong? If you can, I'm moving forward in default judgment on my own case. I know the state's gonna back you. I know everything. So why would I even want to go through that hassle and that trouble all over again? That makes no sense. I would go with my own evidence, follow what federal civil procedure is telling me, and I'd go enforce my own default judgment. I can then take that judgment and go into other county and list it as a enrolled judgment with a lien, and I can go seize the asset, or I can at least go to the IRS to get the equivalent of credits back, considering the fact I paid you and we're only dealing with money on account. So if I report it back to the IRS, what is the IRS going to do? Hey, business, we just got wind that you received an $80,000 bill of exchange or check, essentially. What did you do with it?
All right. All right. I noticed
You see?
that's what she's supposed to be
So
doing, using the IRS. You know
all
what I
the
mean?
time. All the time. It's from start to finish. So again, these are generated and implemented. As soon as you became interested in the product, it is up to you to produce us the account record. That's what all the UCC stuff is for, because it's a public notice and it stands as a UCC contract with the Secretary of State. If you look at that, it's a financing statement on the top. Who's financing what and what was involved for the loan? Oh, I enlisted the car or the VIN number and the actual instrument that I utilized as the piece of collateral when the transaction happened. So now I actually produced an accounting record that was put forward to the whole entire public. Who else can come forward and top this claim? Now, what goes along with that? The actual instrument, all the communications that were involved within the transaction, the tax forms that need to be filed because we're reporting the transaction. That's a public business. You're enacting through your private sense, utilizing some public shit. Act accordingly. So
Yeah.
everybody's missing the in-depthness with their own security. I've had many people go, why would I do all that? Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Right.
You just make claims in the street all day and niggas just believe you?
That's the point when you don't understand how it's working, right? A lot of it's desperation too. I've realized that there's a lot of people that get involved, especially in the private rights community, because they are like desperate. They're tired of being oppressed or being broke or whatever it is. But then it's like, it's weird how everybody gets involved in that community trying to kind of escape the system, and they'll learn just enough to start being exactly like the assholes running the system. Like, learn a little bit more than you, and now I use it to profit off of you.
Didn't you say that last? Yeah, you
And then
said
you
something
spread all
like
these
that last
templates
night.
and these half truths and concepts you don't understand, but you're teaching them like you are just fluid in them, and they just make, and it's like you're getting people fucked over, man. And it's like, that's like a whole nother level of fucked up, right? That's worse than like the people running the corporations that are like kind of creating the system as the way it is. That's somebody who
Absolutely.
is pretending to be a savior.
Real spirit.
Absolutely. Like
How is
assholes
that
So ignorance is
can't get
bliss, eh?
teased out.
It's crazy.
I see a lot of people in this space too. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy that it's even a niche. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
Right.
you see this all the time though. You feel what I'm saying? That you can tell when you studied enough people and listen to it enough, you feel what I'm saying? You can kind of see the new people and where they got the information from. You be like, yo, you just heard this from such and such, such and such, and now you trying to spin this on other people so you can try to get a bag off of them. I'll be like, that's terrible. You feel what I'm saying?
It is terrible.
And it's terrible for the people that, you know what I mean, that's coming into it because they really, really don't know. You know what I mean? They really looking at them as like, you know what I mean, mentors and shit like that. But really, they just get into more scams. And then, and people throw the scam word around loosely. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, whatever, family, whatever. You know what I mean? You just need to be doing your fucking due diligence before you do
That's
anything.
it.
If
Why
you
did you
if
file
you push
anything
due
if you didn't
diligence, then
understand?
I feel like that kind of saves you. If you push in the fact that, hey, by the way, still do your own research. What I'm telling you is a layer to it. You know what I'm saying? If you make that distinction, I'm a little bit more okay with that, because then at least I know, all right, this ain't the full story. To understand the full story, I got to go ahead and get some context. Great. You know what I'm saying? Now I can decide if I want to invest my time into that entire
part.
industry, and then invest my time into the specific opportunity. Because who knows? I might already know what you're talking about and just have different terminology for it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people that be running the
That's a
street
good
that
point.
are excellent at commerce, but do not understand anything about what we're talking about when it comes to visual merchandising and placing things in stores, and you know what I'm saying? Finding different opportunities just from the things that they're, you feel me, interacting with. So being able to go ahead and equip them with that, I feel like it'll be the same thing as if it's kind of like the Martin Luther King thing, right? When he was like, I feel like I led my people into a burning building. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of like, hey, if we're giving them a whole lot of information, you know what I'm saying, that's one thing, but the overall establishment is not for us. You know what I'm saying? So even in private rights, like, you can learn enough to get burnt. In crypto, you can learn enough to get burnt. You know what I'm saying? In credit, just enough to get burnt. You know what I'm saying?
You can
So it's
learn
also
enough in life and get burnt.
those recovery methods, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. I need them. You done got burnt before. How'd you treat them wounds, fam?
You know what's crazy? If it weren't for artificial intelligence, most people wouldn't even be doing private rights or
Anything.
a lot of the stuff they're
What
doing.
did you just say, bro?
You said what?
Said without AI, is that prevalent, huh?
I mean,
Yeah, a
it
lot of
I
people would
haven't even
not.
used it with this type of information really, besides making my own documents. But shit, when you can screenshot that shit and tell that nigga to break it down for you and shit like that, I mean,
Oh, for sure, it's a powerful
people
tool.
will be lost and probably still
It's
don't
a
even know how to
powerful
use
tool.
AI to do that.
Yeah, and it's just
I
like
use
it's like
AI to brainstorm.
I studied this stuff in a prison cell. I didn't even know about AI, right? And it's just like, and when I came out and I found out about AI, I was absolutely blown away. And it's just crazy because it's such a powerful tool. A lot of people wouldn't be doing what they were doing if they didn't have it because, like you said, it makes your documents fast. But what if we didn't have it? A lot of people wouldn't be trying to enforce private rights. So when AI came out, what happens? Now all of a sudden, these corporations, these banks, and these judges are getting messes of paperwork, messes of documents. Why? Because everybody's on ChatGPT. Oh, look what I asked Chat this, I asked Chat this, and then they're sending it here. They don't know if it works. They don't know what they're sending, but they're like, yeah, I made a document and I'm sending it here. So now they're getting loaded with paperwork. They're getting notices and you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't
Yeah.
know what they're doing. That's what's scary.
And what's funny is if they use the AI to sit in the minute, a lot of times that paperwork is kind of sharp. And they
Man,
just
look,
It
don't know
is.
no,
what
you
they
you
doing.
want to be giving it away. Somebody say like, I sent you a
That's if
proposal,
you
Johnny. You gotta
prompted
go
it
check it
right
out.
though. That's if you prompt it right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk
Okay,
about that,
look,
right?
It's when you go to court.
I
Can you
personally,
articulate it? Can you articulate it when you get into
ooh,
court? That's where
yeah,
a lot of people send beautiful, well prompted documents, but then nothing. They don't get what they
masterpiece.
want. They don't get what they want. So it's like,
people who don't understand what they're putting into the document, like people who send me proposals, right? And I'll read at the bottom and it'll say, do you want me to expand this into a better proposal for you?
see
At the bottom, I'm like,
Like, why
that's
did
the
you not
stuff I'm
already do
talking
that?
about. They don't even read what they prompted.
Exactly.
So crazy.
That's
Hilarious.
crazy. That's insane, bro.
I think personally that eventually the AI is it's gonna lead to everybody's business looking and sounding exactly the same.
Absolutely.
Right? Because everybody's just going to go to Chat GPT or they're going to go to Perplexity or they're going to hit up the Copilot or the Google, whatever fucking
For
AI and
Grok.
have AI do it for them. And there's going to build the website and it's going to do the emails and it's going to send the post. And then you're going to have every fucking business, the dentist and the fucking tobacco store, exact same website. Crazy, right?
Yeah, sooner or later.
That'd be nuts. And then
I was,
organic
I was just
content
thinking
at
about
that point is going to be gold, right? Like an actual post from a human being would be like fucking priceless at that point.
Absolutely. I mean, the price of human beings are becoming more valuable right now. I mean,
You know
because
what sucks about becoming an
people are being
educator?
awakened to the AI and what AI look like nowadays. So
Yes, they
now
are.
you can't be just like people are going to be hungry for this type of content with you being organic and being in front of people. You feel what I'm saying? Because people are using AI and everything nowadays.
They already crave that anyway. Think about it. Like when you've got something that's different about you, or you're unique, or you don't fit the mold, or whatever. Everybody watches, whether they hate you or love you.
yeah.
They still watching, right? It's something different. You stand out.
And it's called
It's the same
dead
thing.
internet theory. They said that
I
AI is
think
going to
it's
be
true.
so flooding the internet, especially the fact that we're switching from IPv4 to IPv6, which is pretty much just like the version of the internet that can hold 40 trillion more websites. You know what I'm saying? It'll have the
Right.
capacity to run dApps and other AI platforms and gaming and streaming, and it'll be something that can handle that capacity. Because right now, think about it, like, let's say we do go to Mars, you know what I'm saying? Let's say we do explore the oceans. Let's keep it
Right.
planetary, right?
They ain't
You
going
know
back
what
down
I'm
there.
saying?
They're like, hell no, I ain't going back. He said they ain't going back down there.
Real spill, man. Our data is going to be so much more important. You know what I'm saying? Just going down there is a feat of human ingenuity and testimony and strength, right? So all of the things that they can recover from that medical data, research data, being able to send that worldwide to a real world device using an Apple Watch, for example. I was watching a video and this dude had a heart attack at a family gathering. He stepped off to the bathroom and had a heart attack, and his Apple Watch called 911. It was like, oh, your heart's dropping, bro. You're in cardiac. Oh shit. And it called. That can't
Immediately,
be
I'd get
done.
rid of that watch.
I mean that.
I swear, I'd cut my wrist off.
But
Oh,
the only reason why, but what I mean, there's use cases for this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So he probably
There is.
like, it probably was like, he probably was like monitoring his heart with it already. You feel what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So with AI, what I mean, with the AI, that's a good thing to save that man's life. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that's probably why it was like that anyway. I mean, they always tell you that your phone is listening anyway. That's why sometimes when you be talking, it be like,
Pandora be hitting, bro. Fuck around, get in an argument with your old lady. Put Pandora up. That motherfucker gonna hit every goddamn love song in the world, bro. I swear. Go ahead and talk about something and let Facebook show you some ads. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I had a conversation with this dude about like a hunting knife, like a Bowie knife or some shit, bro. Ain't never in my fucking life
Immediately.
searched for a Bowie knife. Never one time is my search. You know what I'm saying? Nothing about no. I had one conversation with a fucking dude about a knife. For fucking 2 weeks, I was getting fucking hunting knife fucking advertisements. Every time I picked the phone up, I'm like, bro, it's real. And if you think it ain't, you already got.
it is crazy, bro. Kind of scary a
It's
little bit.
funny, man.
That's why you got to have something marketing, goddamn it, and put it out there. Let the AI market
So
it
think
for you.
about that. Josh, you brought up the dead internet theory, right? So for people that don't know what that is, that's basically like it's a theory that uh there is no right internet anymore. It's all just a completely fucking fabricated bunch of bullshit that AI has come up with to just keep us all distracted and thinking that we're getting somewhere. So that's an actual theory, and if you think about it,
It could make
it's not too
that.
far off of what could be the truth.
Nah, you know what? What's funny is it's a guy that actually did something like that kind of showed you like how AI been writing this shit for a long time now, like for years, like making up the histories and shit like that for Wikipedia and all that shit.
Yeah,
For the last 30,
yeah,
40
I
years,
believe it.
easily. You know what I mean? They had this
Yeah.
stuff 150 years ago,
What you remember
believe it
that
or
you
not.
shared that video, the Family Guy
Yeah,
video, and they broke it down for real. Like, everybody laughs at it because it's like Peter Griffin, but he's telling you legitly like what Darwin did like 100 years ago. It's
exactly,
crazy.
bro. This stuff is not new. Like when they say everything under the sun is
Something
not
new.
new. They that's facts.
Yeah. Read something from like the Golden Age or something, guys. Oh wait, y'all don't know about the time before
Man,
the moon?
look into the old
Nah,
world
brother, go
fairs.
pick up a
You gotta study
book,
the
bro.
world fairs. There's crazy technology going on with that stuff. Buildings lit
Yeah,
up at
man.
night and shit. They said there was no electricity. How?
Oh, you know what? I got a great recommendation for y'all. Go watch some videos by Roy Casagrande, the School of Austin. He does great videos in detail from different properties of culture, religions, to different historical contextual pieces too. So I was just watching a video on the Aztecs. He got things from the Crusades. He's got things talking about the different Muslim rulers and things of the sort from before the Ottomans, because there was technically no Ottoman Empire. Ottoman is a name that we you know what I'm saying, assigned to them. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? They were the Turks, and things of the sort. But long story short, these things are historically shown. They're like, yeah, they had oil lamps. You feel me? And they would be walking through, and they're like, wow. If you put a satellite up during that time, they had lights on that side of the world, while on this side of the world it was dark. So if now we're thinking about how technology and humanity is shifting, right? It's not new, but I do think that we're seeing a lot of recycled systems. You know what I'm saying? Like if an
Right.
algorithm was a concept when they had the what's that in the Asian sliding calculator, they count with the beads. What's it called?
Oh,
I know that they use that for astronomy. They used it for counting how many people did ballots. They did how many pieces of grain was in the storehouse. They use it for everything. What's it called abacus or something like that? I think it's called.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but they use it for all types of things like that. So I can only think of, you know what I'm saying, even in that time to chronicle things, how do you keep track of all of the books, all of the people? The fact that we know that there was 25 million people and that some like silk and some like cotton and some wore wool and that person was a blacksmith and
Right.
this is hundreds of years later. If you lose your phone right now, is there anything left of what you've been doing or what you got going on? Like, that's what I've been
Right.
thinking.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Shut your mouth, Josh. Don't you dare wish that on me. That would suck though. I left my phone at a gas station in Gatlinburg one time, and I was terrified. And I went back; it was still there. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Like right, like the people had went into the bathroom and found it and like took it to the people up front and everything. It's
I left
crazy.
my groceries at Trader Joe's. I was so fucking high. I smoked like a fat ass blunt. I always do this. I go grocery
Dude,
shopping. I left.
I
I
love
had two
Trader Joe's
bags.
and
I
weed.
left one bag in the basket. I went all the way home. I called. They're like, "Yeah, somebody took it back. We have
No,
your
but
stuff
I
right
always
here."
have weed when I go to Trader Joe's.
I said, "Bet."
Trader Joe's is amazing, dude. It's like my favorite store ever.
They always ask me how my day is going. They always ask me deep questions about my life. I'm like, damn, this is.
They care, bro.
They
What is
really
Trader
care.
Joe's?
What the fuck?
Is it only a grocery
Dude,
store? Or is it kind of
it's
like
a
a
It's a
yeah, it's
grocery
like
store.
it's a grocery store, but the
Uh,
best thing about them is like wherever you go, they got a better organic selection. They've got more choices of shit that doesn't have additives that give you cancer and third eyes and four legs and shit. Uh, it's just and it's fucking cheap, really. If you really think about it, like everybody thinks it's so
Yeah,
expensive to
comparatively
eat
to Whole
right. Like, no,
Foods,
it's not.
it's pretty cheap
It's
in
not.
compared to
I
Whole
thought it was
Foods.
too till I started doing it.
But that's how they had us
It's
set up at
actually
Mariano's too. I was in a deli. You know what I'm saying? They're like, you have to be a greeter. You have to stand this whole shift. There is no sitting down. I'm like, look, man.
bro, I'm just here for a minute.
And Mariano's has it set up so some of them have bars. So, we got an open bar, like open cook grill area, so you can go get food right off the grill. You can go get stuff, all of that stuff, like right set up, and you're straight. You know what I'm saying? Oh, merch drop go crazy. By the way, shout out to Villains. You know what I'm saying? I got a clothing
Hey, right
piece.
quick, had to slide that in there, man.
On
Shout out
the
to
Yeah, gotta love it.
the
real.
Wake Up
That's
Suckers,
networking, baby.
man.
That's marketing. That's cross promotion
WakeUpSuckers.com.
at its
Got the
finest.
Villains merch on. You feel me? You feel me? Yeah, man, he doing
I
great stuff
live
over
it.
there. He doing
Yeah.
great.
Real shit though. That's what it's about. That's it. It's that easy. It's that
That's how I
simple. You
was
got a homeboy
promoting
that's got a clothing
Mariano's.
line. You got a podcast. You fucking shout out him. Send a shout out, bro. Don't be
Man,
selfish, you greedy
absolutely,
bastard.
bro.
If you're
And I
at
love
work and
Latif,
you're
man. You know, I'm watching Latif with his daily bread messages.
what's that?
Yeah, man. The
I
daily
see y'all
bread
be
message.
watching Latif with his daily bread messages.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah,
gotta
for
peep
sure.
in, man. Y'all gotta go to his Bay page, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Respect.
Man, I've been
Respect.
watching your little shit that you've been doing like every morning, every day. You know what I'm saying? Greeting everybody with the like affirmations and in that stretch where you hit the stretch the other day, like out in the field, that shit made
Yeah, I
me
need to get
made me
that
jealous,
one.
bro.
I need to get that
I had
one
to immediately take my
on the
shoes
regular.
off and walk outside.
I gotta
Yeah, I
Respect.
get that
swear.
one on the regular.
Then you had me jogging to the store the other day too. I was like, I like
And
that. That's
you'll
what I'm gonna
meet
do.
so many more people walking. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Promote yourself, though. Mariano's, even if I ain't feel like it, I can speak by myself. I'd be like, yeah, I've been standing all day, but I got this clothing line. You know how many fanny packs I was selling when Eric Alexander
Right.
first dropped? You know what I'm saying? YouTube was busting, Instagram was busting. They had just made it easier to get YouTube ads. But now walking
Mhm.
about that's kind of like what I'm using for cleansing nowadays, especially the fact that like most of the job I could do sitting in the crib type stuff. You feel me?
Right.
So it's really a
Right.
matter of like, all right, when else am I going to be social? I kind of miss working for that social aspect, if I'm being real.
Okay.
Yeah, I can understand that completely, man. I've been so isolated for so long, bro. Like sociality is not even part of the paradigm anymore.
I'm getting used to it myself, man. We've had conversations about this. It is kind of ironic how I know for sure me, you, and Josh, all three are kind of at that stage of like, we ain't really like being fucking with people like that. And now we trying to fuck with everybody. And it's like a transition. It really is. Cause I spent a good 2 to 3 whole years. I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't do nothing
Yeah.
with nobody. I didn't want to do nothing with nobody. And I didn't want nobody coming and trying to do nothing with me. I sat at home, I smoked weed and studied law every day,
Right.
all day long
That's like what
until
I
I went
did,
to
but in
sleep. And then I'd
prison.
wake up at 3 in the morning and do it some more.
I
Yeah.
had
Right.
extreme amounts of alcohol with me during mine as well.
You got to do something to keep your sanity.
Yep,
Now
had some sleepless
I was
nights
in
like that too.
prison.
Yeah,
I
reading
was in
laws.
prison. What were you saying?
It's not
Name?
it's not a fucking coincidence that when the economy collapses and everybody's like suffering, that the alcohol and the drug trade like quadruple.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's
That's what keeps
facts. That's
people
real
going,
statistics.
bro. It's
Like,
crazy. It's crazy.
isn't it? Isn't it crazy that those are the two industries that always do great when everything else is doing bad?
Need something to cope with
There's
what's
some
going on.
macroeconomics involved with that. That you'd have to understand to really kind of grasp the whole thing. Probably the number one thing being that the narcotics industry uh, makes more than every bank in the entire world combined, and not just by a little, by an extreme amount. It's ridiculous because you
Makes
would
sense though.
assume, damn, every bank in the world, that's a lot. That's a lot of revenue being generated. Not even close to the narcotics industry.
If
Not
you
Yeah,
even
that
had to
makes sense
create,
though. That's all, I was about to start listening alphabet for alphabet again, but y'all know who's doing that stuff, bro.
I haven't used
Didn't
two
Tom
Roberts.
Cruise like prove that with a movie or whatever, a little document, a little documentary movie about this?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did.
Over there, you know what I mean? He got set up by the people themselves, and he was a part of the agency. You know what I mean? That's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
that was all the Mission Impossible shits, right?
No, man, this was an actual documentary about CIA activity in the whole entire Colombian cocaine trade and how that man was flying the planes or whatever from over there to over here, and he was working and operating as an agent for the whole entire thing, but they ended up flipping it around at the back end because it backfired and the agency itself would have had to assume the liability, so they set him up.
before he started messing with L. Ron Hubbard and them.
Oh, you go buy the
Yeah,
Well, they did Freeway Ricky Ross the same way.
yeah,
That man was getting his cocaine directly from them people, bro.
Yeah.
Directly from the
that
CIA.
was all weird little missionaries and other Blackwater military
Yeah,
personnel.
they were funding
bro.
wars
They
in other
privately
countries
funded
with the
military
cocaine.
personnel that had their own. Yeah, they have their own missions, bro. There was some dude that was doing a lot for Nicaragua because he was trying to stop the infiltration, dealing with several tribes that were down there in the Amazon, and then that was co-mingling with another dude's operation that had to deal with Colombia specifically, and then that was co-mingling with somebody else that had an operation down in Mexico, and then that was co-mingling with people in California and Texas. It got fucking nutty, bro.
It's crazy. And the United States government and CIA and shit were so in bed with the Medellin cartel from Colombia, it's not even funny, bro. It is insane. They were like, it was crazy.
Yeah, man. Proven
And then
fact.
they worked with the
Proven fact.
Mexican
Check the
cartels
documentation.
to fucking cross them over. Oh, bro. The
Yup.
United States is
Marxism,
they're such
man.
pieces of
Marxism and
shit.
wars. War tactics.
The United States is like that one fucking
It's wild.
friend, bro, that just always comes over and like steals your shit and like you just can't get rid of them. That's the United States. We're always fucking some shit up. We're always stealing your fucking shit. We're never apologizing for shit. You know what I'm saying?
Come over wearing your
Oh
shit.
But
my.
we got
Like,
some
yo, bro.
partners with some pistols and shit. So shut up.
You know what I mean? It just hey, kind of the middleman to
It's
the
nutty, bro.
middleman type situation, but he's actually a real guy. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You might want to go look over
I
there.
don't know, bro. I don't
Bro,
trust
it's
you,
in
bro.
your closet.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, just a shout out to Anon, right? I hope I pronounced that right. We got a guest here. I went ahead and just shared a, since Facebook trying to block the shit, I just shared the fact that we were doing the live on YouTube, on Facebook, and
For educational and entertainment purposes only.
yeah, entertainment. Well, we just literally
Mm.
just talking. We just having conversation, brainstorm. That's all we do right now.
Throwing
Me and
around
Josh did think about
theories.
what do you want to do it, Josh? You want to hit the accounts and just fuck around a little bit, show them some shit or what? I guess that's a no. All right. Cool.
I'm driving right
We
now.
talked.
Island,
We
didn't
were
it?
on a call earlier, and I just kind of explained like a little, uh, kind of like a little trick, based on like the current conditions. You know what I'm saying? And so basically, I was just explaining like because Algorand, the crypto token Algorand is up like 2% right now, and then there's a bunch, pretty much every other asset on the Algorand blockchain is down. And so I was just explaining how you could literally squeeze like an extra 5-10% out of those situations. So if Algorand is up 2%, and let's say Bitcoin is down 3%, if I convert or basically take that Algorand and buy the Bitcoin, I'm capitalizing an extra 5% because Bitcoin is down 3% from what it was, and Algorand's up 2% from what it was. So that's actually like a fluctuation of 5%. And then it compounds even further if you bought the Bitcoin at a dip, which would be that down 2 to 3%, with an asset that was up 2 to 3%, right? So you already got more for less of the asset that was up, right? So you got more of the Bitcoin for less of the Algorand per token value amount, right? So you spent less actual token count for more token count of Bitcoin, for instance. And then when Bitcoin takes its climb, it compounds. So say Bitcoin goes up 10%. Well, you capitalized on the 5% from the swap to Algorand to Bitcoin. And then when Bitcoin goes up, you gain that 10%, it goes up too. So you capitalize, you were able to gain another 15% on an investment.
Ah,
And you can do
you
that every
clever
single
double
day
dog
because,
you.
yeah, it's like you can do that every day with because they're always going to fluctuate, even if they're going down, right? That's the beautiful thing about a stable coin is when all the other assets are going down, that stable coin's still a fucking dollar. So when shit's booming, let that shit run up. And then when it starts to fucking hit the downtrend, convert it all to the stable coin, right? Wait for that shit to hit the bottom and buy the dip.
Right. And I noticed with the stable coin in the folks finance or whatever, that stable coin be compounding like shit. And of course it would because everybody's using it, selling it selling it, making these swaps for different assets for the USD DC. So it's like that joint be compounding crazy.
Yeah. In my personal opinion, a stable coin is great for securing the value. Right. So it's for holding on to your money. Shit you've already got. If let's say if I bought Algorand at 20 cents and then like earlier this year when it went up to like 48, 50 cents, right? It doubled. So if I bought it for $1, it's now $2, right? If I took it at $2 and converted it over to USDC, I don't give a damn if Algorand drops in half again. My shit ain't going nowhere. The extra 100% that I made off of the jump, I secured with USDC or with Tether or with any of the other like stable coins, right? Because it's not going down. And then if you take that and put it into like a liquidity pool, right? So now you have a liquidity pool with like another token and USDC, right? So the way liquidity pools work with the smart contracts is it's going to buy or sell whichever asset it has less of to even that pool out. Because the whole point in liquidity pools, you're loaning that shit to everybody else to trade it with each other. And you get a transaction fee every time that it's traded. And
Right.
so if they didn't have it proportional to where it would even out, then somebody could probably just come and pull all the USDC out of the pool, and then you're just left
Mm-hmm.
with whatever the other asset is. So it evens it out, right? But the thing is with a stable coin, it can go up 5% and it's still $1, right? You might get like a fraction of a penny out of it, but that's about it. And it can go down 10% and it's still $1. But the bad part about that is the other assets that it can be paired with, right? You know what I'm saying? Because those assets can fluctuate a lot more. So if you're trying to like say add value and pump a token, it would be a lot easier if you didn't have that stable coin attached to it while you do it. You understand what I'm saying? Because the
Mm-hmm.
stable is going to kind of hold a lot of value. Because look, if the asset paired with the stable coin, if it goes up, say it goes up 10%, it's going to sell 5% of that extra 10 to buy 5% of USDC to even the pool back out, right? So when the asset, say if it's your token you created, especially in the beginning, it doesn't have like a lot of liquidity or value locked in it. It can fluctuate a lot. So if it goes up 10% and then it sells 5% of that off for stable coin, and the stable coin's not going to do like another asset. Like if you have Bitcoin and Ethereum paired together, right? And Bitcoin goes up, it sells off some of the Bitcoin to buy Ethereum to even it out. Now what happens to Ethereum? It goes up, right? And so if it keeps going up, it sells some of that Ethereum to buy more Bitcoin. So it just keeps going up and up and up. With a stable, it doesn't do that as much. You can still have like increases in like actual value in the stable coin liquidity pools, but not as much. But it is absolutely phenomenal for when all that money you ran up on those assets that fluctuate like that day to day, when they start to hit the downtrend, which they are going to do, right? Nothing fucking just soars forever. And every downtrend is always ended in an uptrend too, right? So let's pay attention to that fact, guys. And then pay attention to the fact that we're operating with other people's shit, no matter how you look at it. Right. So if I know that's how you're judging your whole fucking investment portfolio is based off of these indicators, well, then I'm gonna fucking have them bitches indicate you right where I want them to. Right. So those are all things you need to be aware of. Stock market's the same as somebody that created a crypto token, bro. Somebody owns that motherfucker. Somebody owns it. Somebody controls it, bro. And you're crazy as hell if you think Bitcoin can fucking double in value in fucking a week without a tremendous amount of fucking money backing it. Somebody had to have brought in so much fucking money, like a BlackRock, for instance, who overnight became the largest holder of Bitcoin in the world. Not a coincidence.
Wonder
Right?
how that
Somebody had
happened.
to
Couldn't have
fucking
been real
drop a
estate,
lot
could
of
it?
money in that shit. It
Couldn't
was
have been real
already worth
estate, could it?
50,000 a coin, bro. It was worth 50 grand a coin already. And you
And then
mean
you got to
it
think about the
doubled?
floating notes. The floating notes that
Yes.
were out there. That's why every billionaire got their portfolio and understand the conversion rate. They utilize XRP to keep batteries open, which helped the rest of the play. So if I have the floating notes from Zimbabwe, from France, from Germany, from America, guess what? Right now, I can just go buy real estate. Guess what the banks got to do with that? They have to convert it for me. I'm back in the system.
Transfer. If you could do it, I could do it.
Wait, what type of note is that? You said a
I could do
convertible
it.
note?
Floating.
Is that a convertible note?
Floating notes. Floating notes are out of circulation notes that are old with no, like all notes are supposed to be destroyed in a banking day. Okay. I don't know if you guys know that. All notes are supposed to be destroyed in a banking day, which is why banks act as intermediary pass-through agents, and those are the only ones lawfully that are actually enlisted for qualifications to be able to handle Federal Reserve notes. So each Federal Reserve, or at least Federal Reserve tied banking bank throughout the whole entire world, all right, is supposed to be destroying these notes. There are floating Zimbabwe notes from like 2002 that are worth $20 million USD a piece. Okay. So what billionaires and millionaires do is they sit on these large deposits of notes. All right. When they know that there's going to be cataclysm in the world, they'll convert it to cash, because when the reinsertion of commerce as we know it is to happen. So right now at the end of April 27th was the real estate grab date. they all went and bought large amounts of real estate by dumping those notes back to the banks that they come from, because it's all private trust property. Notes are issued from stocks and bonds. Notes and drafts are issued from stocks and bonds. So when people are like, oh, well, they're not going to be worth shit. Yes, the fuck they are, because it's private trust property. If I'm holding on to your property, all right, and you're still involved with your whole entire shit, don't you want your shit back? Or can I utilize that as leverage back into your shit? Yes, the fuck I can. So now, when you're looking at the whole entire last 16 years of all these millionaires and billionaires dumping their fucking portfolios, what the fuck do you think was happening? That's what
The
was
most money
happening.
is made during wartime. Isn't that interesting? So
Exactly.
getting more
So they
cash.
utilize the physical. Yeah, they utilize the physical notes to go back to the Federal Reserve and every other bank, because the banks are the intermediaries. This is known as conversion. It's all conversion. You can do the same thing with a car dealership because they have brokers. They have their own financing agency. You know what I mean? It's all back end activity. But this is the stuff that we know from being creditors. So you guys are into trading. You're into you know, all that candlestick shit. I don't give a fuck about it because my debt is collateralized, so I
So
keep
should I
money. I
try
make my
some
money.
narrative?
Right. Right.
What did you say?
I'm outside. Oh,
Think maybe that was an accident, maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have no idea who the hell's talking about the
Anyway.
outside.
Me
Well,
neither.
think
I
about
don't
it.
know.
Now we got it all locked down. Now we
Yeah,
got the whole
that's the-
aspect.
that-
We
that's
know
the
how to
plus,
we know how to
you know?
create, we know how to transfer, trade, barter. So we know how to make it, then we know how to literally leverage and compound it and collateralize that shit again and do it again. And then if we need money for
Yeah.
expansion, guess what we do? The same fucking thing that the other corporations do. We issue what? Stocks, which are what? Notes. Oh, what? Holy shit. That's how they do it?
Exactly.
Damn.
I can
That's
take
how
a
it's
debt
done? It's that
package
simple?
and
Damn.
yeah, I can take
And
a
it
debt
took two
package
crazy
and I can
motherfuckers
start to look
goddamn
into.
not afraid to goddamn tell you. That's crazy.
You can take a debt
Thank you
package,
for it.
all right, which is like all your receipts coming from a profitable business, all right. You can bond those. Those are asset-backed securities, ABSs. I can take those and I can get them graded through Moody's or whatever. As soon as I get the grade on the bond package, I can then hit up a licensed collateralized lender. An example of a licensed collateralized lender is a pawn shop. So during COVID,
That part.
guess what there was a lot of? Pawn shops. Guess what people were doing? Selling their shit, physical assets. So in the loan, in loan aspects, if I'm lending you $100,000 or $100 million, and let's say I was, you know, dope enough just to be able to let you bank off of it, I'd do 3% generated interest based off of that whole entire deal. All right. In 10 months, if I did $100 million, all right, you do 3% times 10. Okay, that's $30 million that I'd make back off my $100 million. So I really don't give a fuck if you default out of the whole entire payment or miss one, because in loans, right, we're dealing with collateral. So this means that I get physical assets to make up for your default of that payment towards me giving you the fucking money to begin with. All right?
Facts.
Which means because you have a pawn shop, I now seize all the fucking assets in the pawn shop. I would go open up other distribution businesses and different things like that, and I would get my fucking money. That's liquidation.
And that's the only thing cash is really good for is liquidation, quick movements. Other than that, it's depreciated. So why would you want it? Especially when you know what we know, like I'd rather have that other piece of paper, the one that I get to put those little dots and cross them T's. You know what I'm saying? The one I get to put them little numbers and the stipulations on. I prefer them contracts that I get to negotiate the terms and shit.
Yes,
You know,
man.
I ain't trying to plead or nothing.
No,
Definitely.
no. The creditor holds a grand seat, especially if you're into conducting your own contracts. Because for me, this is why I'm so isolated. I don't like people infiltrating my thought process with all their bullshit, trying to get me hooked on whatever the fuck they're talking about because it's too risky. I don't take big risks. My risks are me knowing that I'm about to get my fucking money back. Do you know if you're gonna get your shit back or not? No, you don't. I do. I'm always going to be able to save and protect my money.
Indeed. I dig that.
That's the benefits of collateralization and handling debt. That's why rich people are rich. That's why Donald Trump has the money that he has. That's why he has the power that he has. He's not taking big risks with what the fuck he has. He knows that he's always going to make out because he sits in a creditor's seat. He's utilizing debt to be able to do it. You use debt to progress your own life. The only thing they're looking at is non-taxation. Chris just shared that other video or whatever the other day. I always forget that Chinese gentleman's name, but one of the richest men in the
Rich
whole
Dad,
entire world.
Poor
He's
Dad
breaking
guy.
down that play.
Yeah. He wrote the book, The Rich Dad Poor Dad. I can't remember his name either. But it was a very good point he asked. And even the kind of when he snapped at the interviewer, you know, he was like, "No, I don't fucking invest in the stock market," you know? And he was like, you know, why wouldn't you ask a more important question? Right? Like, why wouldn't you ask why I don't invest into the stock market? So you won't ask that, right? He's like, I don't invest in the stock market because I never get my money back.
That
Think
part.
about that. You probably, I probably didn't catch that, right? Think about what he's saying. How could you get your money back through the stock market?
Sell out when
Okay, let's say you do that. You stole, right? You just realized a gain or a loss, which is what? Taxable.
you lost.
It's a capital gains tax, right? Those are about one of the hardest to get rid of, unless you know what you know, right? But either way, how are you going to get your money back? How are you going to get all your money back? You can't. You can't. You can't and operate legally and
You
get
got
honor.
what you put out in it, unless you sold out really high or some shit. You still gonna pay.
There's a couple other like intricacies too that's involved there, like, but it would, you know what I'm saying? You know, we'll stick to the basics. But yeah, so that's a very good point. Not invest in the stock market, but it's just because I fucking like it. You know what I mean? I know it's heavily manipulated, right? I know it's controlled like a motherfucker, but I also know how they control it, right? So, yeah, I kind of got a cheat code.
Yeah.
So it's a little fun
Yeah.
to play that game, but it's still a game, bro.
It's kind of like just playing cards and shit or baseball.
Oh yeah, the
Like
fucking thing. Okay, there it is back on.
Yeah, this chair is dangerous if you try to lean back on it.
Oh yeah, that.
You know, you got a clear
Yeah, we
process, a clear thought process. Like, you know what I mean, Hikmah, you know what I mean, when you moving, like, and Donald Trump and all that, like, when you know what's going to happen and stuff like that, it's best to be that way instead of, like, trying to push forward and not know what's going to happen. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you only move on reaction when you absolutely have to. And then at that point, try not to fucking think so much. Let your instincts kick in because they're there for a reason, right?
Real
But for the
talk.
most part, bro, you guys need to fucking have some thought behind your actions, bro. That's just a very basic thing that I promise will help a lot of people. If they would just like breathe
Help each other.
and then think about what they're about to do, and then try to look at it from an opposing perspective for a half a second and see what they might think about it, right? And if you still feel confident with it, then fuck it, jump off that cliff, bro. You know what I mean? Chances are I probably already did it.
I know that.
Just being honest.
All right, we all done it one time or another.
Yeah, I have done it a bunch.
Gotta spend some time and melt your mind and read.
Yes. Read, bro.
Be
Read,
in the
read.
world, man, not of it. Stop
Exactly.
allowing things to influence your thought process and how you are perceiving information.
Pass on.
Snapped. That's it. That's all. Controlling that, man. Controlling what you
That
are, what you
fucking way
eat.
right there. That part. That's the best.
Content
That's
is
what it's all
king
about.
for real. You know what I'm saying? You are what you eat. So like be careful who you listen to, what you listen to, you know what I'm saying? These are different things. But I also feel like if you got the time to listen to this podcast, you got 10 to 20 minutes just to apply some of the things that were said, right? Whether it be a little bit of research, doing some due diligence, right? Or getting in tune and getting on the algo lick, you know what I'm saying? Getting your Para wallet set up, going ahead and checking out some of the classes that we got on Facebook. If you got in on the Facebook link, if that's how you heard about us, or if you're looking at this, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, find one of us. All of our names, my Instagram is right here. Boom, New Found It. You see that? Boom, that's me. You know what I'm saying? All of these other names that are in this group, you can look them up. You know what I'm saying? And you can go to the page. That's what it's all here for.
Game, bro. Game in all different ways. So much game.
From different states at that. Isn't that crazy? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes different continents. You feel me?
I was about to say, bro, what states? I mean, even though those are independent nations of each other in themselves, we're talking about actual different countries, like geographically. Like
In the words of Josh, real spill.
real spill, bro. Snap. He hit him with that shit. That was tough. I wanted to, but he beat me to the punch. You know what I'm saying? He was quicker.
He just reminded me of a dude off of Futurama. What was it? The clamps guy? Hit him with the clamps.
Yeah. Oh, what's his name?
I'm pretty sure
that was the key for y'all to pay attention.
Dude, the crab
That
dude
was
from
the key.
Futurama, bro.
If y'all ain't hear that,
Monster
man,
guy.
y'all gotta go back, run that back.
I can't remember his name, man.
I'm pretty sure it was Clamps. His
It
name was
was-
Clamps, bro.
No, Clamps was the robot. Clamps was the robot that had the clamp
What?
hand.
Y'all
I
talking
do
about
remember
Bender
that.
and Zoidberg? What's going on
Man,
here?
no,
Zoidberg. Zoidberg.
His
That's
name
who
was
it was. It
Clamps.
was
That
fucking
nigga hit people
Zoidberg.
with some clamps, bro. He was not playing, man.
He got it.
Yes, he did it.
Snapped.
Now, hey, you know what? This
Yeah.
this little podcast here kind of is more of like we could just have fun and talk shit, like because we really just learning and burning.
Like
really.
Goofy Monitor over here with the
Yeah,
camera is.
yeah,
He makes
yeah,
back
yeah.
this.
I'm
No,
about to
it's
grab a piece of
good, bro.
chicken in a minute.
Trust me, I do
I'm
this
not
every
gonna
day.
lie to you.
You gotta show the backside too, shit.
Oh yeah, we got Randy here too. I'm trying to fix the damn
I'm almost back
camera.
on the land, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna be seeing my camera move no more.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, where you
I'm
walking
gonna be out
to?
there very soon, bro. It's very, very soon.
I'm going up to my
Or
state,
where
man. I'm doing my
or where you
100% Vegas.
walking
What? That's
from
all good.
anyway, should I ask you?
Wherever in the hell he wants. Right? That's the
No.
best part about that.
I just know that when he was walking, it's just like he started walking from out the wilderness. So I'm just like,
Man,
Yeah.
I know my man
Yeah.
got on the
That's the
whole
best part, bro. I'm
backpack.
telling you.
You feel me? He got on a whole backpack. He
I
got a
The
mean,
trek
best
going on right
time
now.
my
ever.
Y'all
man
about to go
Hickman be
back
like
in.
Mr. Bean in the beginning. You know how they just drop his ass out of nowhere. You feel what I'm saying?
Just
He just start walking
plop him out
around
somewhere and be like,
mingling.
there you go, nigga, get it. That's crazy. No, it's inspiring. I love that shit.
Gotta
That's the
keep your
best
heart
place to
good,
be.
man. You gotta keep your health up there, bro. I
Yes.
love this shit. This shit is my life, man. You know what I mean? I do this for the rest of my whole entire life.
Absolutely.
It really is dope.
I be wanting to go out there and put my feet in the earth more. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I need my own land so I can just walk out on my own land. I don't want to walk around here with concrete feet and kick somebody's skin off their forehead. God damn it!
I know. It's the best shit ever.
My boy trying to be the Iron Fist out here. Oh me.
Yeah. Oh, he said the Iron Fist.
Who's that?
He talking about, you didn't hear what Naeem said? He said he want to get him kick the concrete and shit, like big step and shit. What he talking about?
Shit, that concrete will eat you up, bro.
Yeah, no, I
Seriously,
love it.
big
That's why I
step and
fucking kickbox and shit every day barefoot.
Yeah, but out in the
You remember when you was a kid, bro, and you just walk around barefoot, right? We all used to do that shit, right?
Barefoot.
Surely I'm not the only one that used to do the fucking barefoot as a kid.
Oh no, Chicago,
no.
your feet will be cut up with you'll be injected with all types of foreign substances.
Okay, well then there we go. We learned something. Don't run barefoot or walk barefoot. Apparently in Chicago.
Yeah.
But
Don't
around
do
here,
that.
Stay away from
stay away down in these folks. What? Shit, we barefoot is a motherfucker around here.
some Chicago Bigfoots.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
East Coast, you might not want to get caught with no shoes on. You feel what I'm saying? You might
Yeah,
get caught
that's the
lacking.
thing. He
You know
said
what I
you're
mean?
gonna end up
Might
with all kind of shit.
like I tell people, you might not want to be walking around in no flip flops or no Crocs either. You feel what I'm saying? What? Back in the day, you need to have some sneakers on, some boots, bro. You get caught lacking out here, and you be on your toes.
Unless you know what you're doing, in which case I would walk around with some slides on, because the first thing I'm doing is kicking them bitches off, and at the same time kicking you right in your shit.
Yeah.
Cause you thinking
Skin right off the
I'm not
fold.
messing with
That's
nobody
it's gonna
that
slide
walk
out these
around
motherfuckers
with
and
flip
slide right in
flops and
your
they
head.
toes out anyway, far away from the
No, but
beach.
Slides off and do a front kick.
yeah.
It's like it.
You remember when you was a kid, you could run across the damn gravel, bro. You could take off running right across a parking lot full of gravel. That shit didn't hurt. Now you adult, you 30 years old, try to walk the goddamn check the mailbox with no shoes on.
You ever swung over them jungle vines like
Oh, yeah.
dude?
What? Every time I see one, I'm trying to hang
I
from that
know,
bitch,
yeah,
bro. I'm Tarzaning it to death.
I know it's hard
Yo,
to do.
people
I
been
go for
so
it.
disconnected from walking around on, I mean, without no shoes or socks on outside, dog. They can't even walk outside on a regular hot day. You know what I mean, on the concrete.
Right, right. They can't, bro. They can't handle nature. Like, think about it. That's
Let
all you do as a
alone
modern
step on a
human
rock or
is try to
some shit while you out there, boy.
separate from nature. Oh, I want to be comfortable. That's why you ain't growing.
Yeah, man.
It's
Comfort
pretty
leads to the
simple.
weak,
That's
bro.
it. That's the facts.
There ain't no comfort in the woods.
Yeah. Well, that part too, right? What really is comfort? Where's it coming from? Because it ain't coming from where it should come from, which is within and from
Yeah,
nature. There's
that's
a reason why
exactly what
you
it.
walk out in the middle of fucking nowhere with no people around and
Comfort,
you feel peace.
comfort is when time stops.
Right? Ain't nobody ever went to fucking a forest with nobody in it and no fucking crazy ass city north. Nobody's ever went and done that and come back and said, you know what? That shit was annoying as fuck.
You remember me telling
Type
you?
I
shit,
absolutely
type shit.
couldn't stand it. It was so noisy. It fucking got on my nerves. I'm so fucking stressed. Fuck nature. I'm never going. Nobody's ever said that. I get. Nobody's ever said
You
that.
remember what I told you yesterday about time?
I
I feel like time don't stop because there's always somebody in need.
oh
And then and today now I told you I was like, one time there's comfort in the world when
Yeah.
time stops.
Contradictory, but
Okay.
maybe not. Really.
Think
about it. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Time
And
don't
don't
stop.
make
There's just
sense.
always people in need all the time. And
But
that's
most
when-
of them really just need to fucking know who they are and what they got going on. So are they in need?
and there's always somebody in need.
Well,
There's always that nigga on the side of the road hurting, hungry, back at fucking
There's always gonna be somebody that
but
need
is
that
what he
because
needs
it's
is
some
your
type
help
of
and
motherfucking
sympathy.
energy out here that want that type of
He needs
frequency.
something. He's in something, not what you might think it is.
I
Well,
try
it
not to
might
think what somebody else might need in their life as far as problems go, because how the fuck
That's
who
how I
who
got-
could I fuck
That's how I
how
got
could I
this
possibly
badass-
approach your fucking life situations
This dude
with
just
an
always
input
had
on
some
fucking what
idea.
you should do? I don't fucking know
This
nothing
dude
about
just
it.
thought I need a welder.
Yeah, I feel like that's putting yourself to death.
Well, see, now that's different, right? That's like maybe he just but you propositioned that first. You had mentioned something about the cat,
Yeah.
so that was really you just attracting something you wanted, and
Some sweat.
he was kind enough to give it.
Keep sweat out of my eyes. He's like,
Right.
I got this.
Mhm. This is Randy, by the way.
Hello, guys. I'm Randy. I'm about 50 years young, and I like eating apple fritters. Okay.
It's good, Randy.
Well, hello.
World don't
No,
make
he's
sense,
actually
brother.
super
Pleasure to have you.
important to a lot of this shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah, he
support.
put a lot of money
I support this
behind
project.
everything, the whole
Yeah.
project, like all the shit. In the background too. Matter of fact, I can't believe he even got on the camera. I really didn't let him know he was on camera until he was already on.
I'm shy as hell.
No, but he's what is it, number 3 tech in like the whole region?
Oh, I don't know. I'm probably number 1, but I told everybody I'll talk to, I'm like, I ain't gonna be nothing this year because I'm finding a balance in life and work. And
I did it, guys. I
And
did it.
and I have done pretty good lately. I don't leave the house
Did it.
about 9, 10, and I
Yeah.
earn one call and I come home. And I still
Yes.
get fucking plenty of fucking hours. That's crazy. Blowing my fucking mind. It's like I just put my mind to something and
And
I
it
possibly
happened.
and
And
I
it fucking
believe
happened.
it.
Oh,
I
what
believe
in the
in
fuck?
it.
What? How'd you
Believe
do
in
it?
it. Yeah.
Hold on, so run
I
it
just-
back. Tell me how you did it.
I just fucking made my mind up. Just did it.
Damn. It was that easy.
Yeah, and I guess it's because of my viability, and I've been there for a while, and I showed my skills and whatever I could do. So they just like fuck it.
Yeah, let him have his way.
I got a new boss. Like,
Acts like a boss. Fuck it. Let him be a boss.
I got a new boss. He don't even fuck with me. He's like, they already told me you don't.
Right?
You don't
Look,
sign
got a
that
new
hate."
boss and he don't fuck with him.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. I don't care about all that. Oh,
And there went the camera.
It looked like somebody pushed it over, bro.
No, they didn't push it over, bro. The dogs decided they just wanted to fucking fuck around and fight.
Yeah, they like to fight.
And now they both walking around all like on alert, like they don't know what happened. Look at me like, what was it, bro? What happened to the
We
camera?
back.
Look, Shadow is literally going by the door and he's like moving slow as shit. Yeah, you better get home. Yeah, so
This is
we
what I walk
probably
up
ain't got no
to every
video.
day, y'all.
Let me get that.
Well, even if you do, pretty sure it just ripped the cord in half.
Poor
But fuck it, we'll put it back together. Right? Y'all continue on. I'm gonna do some maintenance work on some video equipment. Have you worked out?
Yeah.
No, I have not worked out yet. Do you want to?
The air price smell freaking crispy out there.
Oh yeah, dog. No pollution, man. For the most part, it's always quiet. They just had something up at the school. It's like 5 minutes up the road, but other than that, man, I don't hear nothing but crickets, birds, and other wildlife, bro. It's beautiful back here. Know what I mean? Walk up to your own shit like this. You feel me? I ain't gonna show too much, but we're just gonna give you all this. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Right way.
You know?
And that's where your property starts right there.
Yup.
Absolutely. That's dope.
Yeah. This is it, bro. This is what I don't want nothing else. I don't really need nothing else. You know what I mean? But everything that I'm doing is going towards just that greater cause to be able to provide welfare for people because not everybody can do what I do. You know what I mean? It don't matter if I sit down with you for fucking 18 years, bro. You still are not gonna be me. You know what I mean? And so I do as much as I can to be able to alleviate as much problems out here as I can. That's the only reason I'm really building and being connected with people. I realize that people are the answer. You know what I mean? We don't get anything done in the world without other people. And so my mission just happens to be greater on a welfare stance. You know what I mean? I can always run business, bro. I can always make money. I was always a hustler. I always can circumvent money. I am money. You know what I mean? But what does money mean if you have to go spend it with other evil people, with people that you don't understand their intents and what they're truly doing with these operations? You know what I mean? So everybody always thinks that money is like the absolute goal. Again, it's not, bro. You have to take money and go fucking spend it inside of commerce. The only time money has value is when you spend it.
Right.
So
Right.
the goal is not money. You know what I mean? I had a lot of fucking money, bro. It still does not beat that shit behind me. You feel me? That shit behind me is forever going to produce fruit. That shit behind me is forever going to produce microgreenery. That shit behind me is forever going to produce roots and nuts and everything else that actually makes life thrive for all human beings. That right there behind me is a motherfucking infinite world full of medicine, full of health, full of healing, full of cleansing, full of peace, full of serenity. Look
Absolutely.
at it. You feel me?
Absolutely. That's what it's about. Feel me? Definitely what it's about, bro.
That is what it's
You
about,
know.
Yeah.
guy. That's what I do it
Here
for.
I am speechless.
Y'all give me a
Never
second. I'm
heard
getting
him,
there.
so he must have said something.
It was some real.
That was actually some real shit. And that's what everybody does, bro. They trade their real fucking resources and value for this make believe shit. And they think we're winning. That's the sad part. We talked about that the other day, Hickman. Right? It was like literally, these people will go and do something, and it's their ignorance would have them literally walking around feeling good about themselves, right? Going home and bragging about this thing that they did. Like it was a win. And it's like they don't even understand the implications of the shit. They're just out here trying to survive. And they just don't know enough.
Most things lead you
Actually,
into a
like,
trap, man.
detrimental.
They're so blinded by their own ignorance, they don't even know what's good for them.
Exactly.
Go grab this
And
other
then when you
speaker so I can
actually
hear y'all
are
better.
coming from a place of good intention of trying to like just really help somebody, right? Because here's the thing, right? The crazy part, a lot of people that like are kind of struggling and suffering and going through is they all fucking like be mad as fuck at rich people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Right? They're mad as hell at people that's got money, like they done fucking did something wrong to them or something. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. It's like this whole like survivalist mentality of like, fuck them dudes that's got more than me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I deserve. You know, it's weird. It's a whole weird thing. It's like that's
Man,
me
money
as a
doesn't
person.
solve problems, bro. It solves
Nah,
nothing.
it makes more, bro. Are you
You
kidding
can have
me?
again, bro. You can have $1 million. The first thing that you have to go do with that $1 million is get taxed. The second thing you have to do is spend it.
Yeah.
Then what?
And before
You
you
no
even
longer
get
have
to
$1
the
million.
second,
So what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna come
everybody
back
you
to
know
me?
come.
You're gonna go to a trader? You're gonna try to figure out another play? This is the most retarded thing and most, you know what I'm saying, stupidest thing about business and commerce. So once you realize that and you realize that money has to be created and people have to do things for it, you actually realize what the fuck's going on. This is exactly why people run business. This is exactly why people charge for what it is that they're producing and servicing out here. You know what I mean? Obviously, you have the choice to go nonprofit or what the fuck else, but money is still involved within the creation of the fucking business.
Right.
How the
That
fuck do they
part.
get the goddamn supplies? How the fuck do they get the fucking building? How the fuck are they able to help your ass every day? They got
And where
bills,
did they get
they
that
got a
tax
car,
status
they got
at?
car payments, they gotta get food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not to mention it was the IRS that gave them that tax status, you know.
Look,
But no, there ain't no business going on there. When I hear nonprofit, you know what I hear? Whole lot of hidden profit.
Yeah, I know that's right. Fuck.
A whole big ass book I showed Hickman last night. It's literally on governmental and non-profit organizations. Well, that's kind of a strange combination for a book, isn't it? You'd think those would be like different, maybe? Like they wouldn't relate so much, but no, they do.
I know when I went to business school back in my 20s, dude, it put a lot of fucking anger in me, dude.
Yeah, when you
It took me
realize
2
everybody
years.
goes through.
Yeah, it took me 2 years almost to get over that shit.
Yeah, when you actually kind of realize how this shit starts working, you start going, oh my God, what? That's fucking how sick this fucking shit is.
And see how they talk to you and try to make you feel like, because you feel like you're something special because you got supposedly educated and you're fucking one trick pony fucking school.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Man. Yeah. It is a nutshell. It is a nutshell.
That's why when I go do a job, I wear what I got, don't wear my company shirt, don't do shit. And I have my boots untied, looking like a fucking hermit. People like, how long you been doing this? How long have you been doing what you doing?
And he's like the number 3 in the whole country, bro. Real shit.
Agree.
That's not, we're not just bullshit. He's like the number 3 HVAC in the whole fucking country. Maybe even number 1.
And I'm like, fuck, I don't even take this shit for
You're
free.
trying so bad, so hard to get into this. Do your own business, bro. I'll help you run.
Because I got to the point where I don't even give
Or
a
I'll
fuck
hire some
about
people to do it for me.
professionalism, really, because like I see what the manufacturers are putting out, and it's just goddamn bullshit, dude.
Yeah, well, the whole world's bullshit now because it's
Everything.
more about control than it is fucking
It's that
sharing the
fucking-
resources. You're absolutely fucking crazy if you think this fucking planet doesn't possess enough resources to sustain the life on it. It would if we didn't keep fucking being a cancer to it, right? It would fucking feed every fucking living organism on this motherfucker.
That ain't live, is it?
What? Yeah, it's live.
No, I disconnect that.
No, bro, we're good, bro. I know what I'm doing. Come on, you think I'd be on a fucking podcast?
You said
Telling everybody I was about to fucking rewire a camera
yeah, but
live in front of them and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing?
yeah, that's it.
That would be stupid.
Don't touch to me. You touch my butt.
That would be dumb.
No.
Right, I think that was Mozzie said that a couple weeks ago. He was like, he was saying something like we was doing a live or something. And that shit was funny as hell. He said something about like, you think? He said something. What was it? Oh yeah, he was like, that'd be dumb as hell. Like somebody that don't know shit about crypto getting on a fucking podcast and talking about crypto. Like you think we don't know what the fuck we're talking about? Like goddamn, what the fuck? You gotta be pretty stupid to get on there and talk about some shit you don't know nothing about live in front of everybody and call it a
Oh,
podcast.
it happens all the time, dude.
I know, dude. What was that noise,
turn it
Randy?
off.
Oh, yeah, we're back on.
That couldn't have possibly been the fucking camera
Oh,
working.
damn, we're back on live, ain't we?
Oh shit. So but that must mean that I did know what I was doing.
Well, you didn't die. That's all that matters to me.
Right. Well, you know what? That kind of fucking what I say to that?
But
You win, bro. Yeah. There you go.
it's a bastard.
Electricity's not so scary once you understand it,
Yeah.
right? Well, you better respect it. It's what you
He
fucking
said,
do.
right? You telling us, you asking us a question, man.
This is beautiful. Come on.
It's not your first rodeo, is it?
Kind of. Sometimes you have this on this bigger dog. So,
Shit, bro, it's just a wire nut, fuckers, or something.
I have every tool you could possibly fucking imagine, not behind the curtain.
Probably good that it broke loose if I would have tried to
You
rip
know
it
what? I'm
off.
just gonna buy a new camera, obviously, but you know, or I could take the other fucking YouTube thing and hook it up. There we go. Ah,
Oh, we're back, baby.
back in the game. Bam. And there's the doubter.
Well, that's what
There's
y'all
the-
been
the
dealing with,
naysayer.
technical
There's the one
difficulties,
that
huh?
thought that we couldn't make it happen, guys.
Hearsay.
There we go. See, I need a backdrop like Hickman's.
Real life behind the scenes.
I need a backdrop like Hickman's. I thought I had a nice ass fucking little podcast station and everything. Oh, he's killing
Just
my
hit him
shit.
with
Look
the-
at
hit
this.
him with
He's
the
got, like,
nature.
the tree. Look, that shit looks so real back behind him. You see, it looks like a real fucking tree and a real sky. That's fucking cool. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we
I'm
out
sitting
here,
here
man.
getting fucking baked in this fucking simulated fucking light and everything.
Everything else he needs.
Yeah, I am very aware of EMFs. and
Hey,
shit,
peace, peace.
I protect myself.
Nicole.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all know what's going on with the audio. It is a little
Yeah,
bit
it's
quiet on
probably-
my end too.
Can you hear me?
I mean, I
me
can
now?
hear you guys.
Okay,
can hear
cool,
you.
cool.
It was just quiet. It was just quiet.
Oh yeah. Looks like people, you know, they've left, and then we have some.
I don't know. While we figure out this Dropbox thing, I mean this Zoom thing, we can
Oh
open
yeah,
up
you
that
want
Dropbox.
to go over
shit.
some of that shit? Should we?
Let's hit
What
that
we
Dropbox
doing?
real quick, man. Let's hit people with the real spill, man.
All right, fuck it, man. We can do something like that. All right, you want to hit the investments, or you want to hit the Dropbox?
Yes.
All right. I bet it's gonna lag.
What'd he say?
course.
Yes.
It's gonna lag. You know it is when we they told me, oh shit, he can open the file up. Oh shit, not the Dropbox. Don't do it.
What y'all finna pull up, man?
Hey, real shit. There is some shit in there now.
I bet. Yeah.
There is some shit.
You ain't.
I'm trying, bro. They look. You see how long it's taking? Am I sharing the screen yet? Probably not. Hold on, watch. I'm gonna let you see for yourself how long it's literally taking for the fucking Dropbox app to load up. I've clicked it fucking 5 minutes ago.
But he's just sitting on the circle, the spinning circle.
Yeah, it's just a whole lot of nothing going on. Probably can't even see my screen yet.
Bendy wire. No more locked doors.
Can you see the screen?
Interesting.
So here on this gray screen, you all see.
Yeah, second.
As
time.
you can see here,
We're gonna hit it one more time.
All right, there we go.
Had to swap mouses. You want to take the snow globe and
You got snow globe?
yes, I do.
That's a pretty one.
It is a pretty cool snow globe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see if you can figure it out.
Oh, man. Yeah, we got him up. Oh.
Okay, it's still. And then what is this? What the hell is that? Is that my Dropbox? Can you see it? Can you see my screen?
I think you robot slide you up.
Not. This is just a big gray box of. There's nothing. You can't right
if
click
y'all
it.
didn't know out there, we are live on YouTube right now, live on Facebook. This is Wealth Wave on Wealth Wave 423 on YouTube. Wealth Wave
Yes.
423, man. Y'all go check out that channel. Like, subscribe,
Yes,
share.
Lord.
You know what I mean? Get us some motion out there. Go check out Chris
Yeah.
Porter's new
We
page
really
on
be
Facebook.
giving the whole
Wave
game
Maker.
away, man, for free.
Wave Maker. That is Wave Maker
Yeah,
on
man.
Facebook, y'all. Go like, share, love any kind of posts you got going on, man. That's bogus how they just went ahead and delete that other page, bro.
I know, man. That was so
Outrageous.
crazy, dude. It was it was so crazy. And it like we were talking, it wasn't like it was huge, bro.
Man.
Like, it was just a couple, like, was like
Bro, it's Lemony
1,300,
Snicket, man.
1,400
Lemony
followers or
Snicket, a
something. It
series
wasn't
of
much, bro.
unfortunate events.
Yeah, and then all that part too, it's like, all right, man, this is a little too fucking strange. Like, I already don't believe in coincidences. And then let's talk about how many till it's mathematically impossible. Right. How many
Right.
coincidences till it's like, all right, now add that shit up and tell me what
Yeah,
fucking you
man.
Because I get
Yeah.
none, zero. That shit don't make no sense.
Yeah, dude.
Like, why is Dropbox taking 6 years to open up? Watch, I'll fucking stop the live, hit the Dropbox, and that bitch will open right. You know what? We do it like this. Y'all were playing. Y'all think we can't get around some shit? Y'all think we can't get around shit? So you try to block the app. Fuck it, I'll hit the browser. Okay. And we do it like that.
Man, hit him with the Dougie.
I'll break the phone out. As a matter of fact, don't fucking let me. You're gonna share your fucking screen, and we'll see my Dropbox fucking house. Oh, look,
Oh man, I sent you a gang of files
it's,
too. I need you to
it's
save
blank.
those for
I
me.
literally.
It's not like a gang, but it's at least like 10, I believe. I need you to save those for me. They're available in your messenger. But like, yeah, if you could just throw those in there. I had to clear out space,
Yeah,
man.
dude. That one file that I sent you, that's just like some shit that I felt was like important, or especially if it was some shit that I knew I need to come back to
Yeah.
later. I'd try to remember to save it to that file, but it's still only just one fucking file.
Let's upload some more stuff into the Menti group too.
But
That
there's
should,
a lot of fucking shit in there though.
yeah.
Like I was looking through it the other day. Yeah, bro. Oh my God, dude. I thought I was fucking loading you up with some shit. And I forget I think I was showing Ricky. Yeah. I was trying to get to the beginning, right? You know, to show it, and it was just fucking, I'm scrolling for days on the fucking television. I'm like, and bro, when you sent it to me, you at the end of the message, he literally said it just like this. He was like, read through that real quick and get back to me and let me know what's up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh yeah, cool, right? And then I click on the shit, and I'm
Just a smooth 78
thinking, he
pages.
said, read through it real quick. Like maybe it'll take me. I'm like, read through this real quick. Is what he said. This is screenshots and hyperlinks to fucking like whole other web pages. It's got fucking more shit to scroll through. He says it like fucking we're gonna reconvene in an hour and discuss the material. It was like, holy shit, dude. I was like, I fucking love it. I was like, I fucking love it. That's exactly what I want to do is fucking push myself to the limit.
He messaged me back.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I was like,
78
yes, that's the
pages
shit I
is
do. Hey, I'm gonna
right,
see
you know,
this
just
file, bro.
real
Get back
right,
to me
you know?
tomorrow and with it. You know what I'm saying? You get the file and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, just a light read, bro. Just, you know, something you could do, you know, while you're, you know, waiting on dinner to cook or something. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about it in an hour.
Yeah.
Bro, I told Ricky that, and Ricky's like, you know, he's laughing. I'm like, no, you don't really understand how much shit this is, bro. And then when I got to the end of it, and I'm like, what the fuck? That was just April. So all that shit he put in, fucking just not even a year. Like I was like, that was impressive because I look at shit like that now because I know how much work it takes to like put like a class or a course or a mentorship or a marketing campaign or a fucking social media fucking page or a website or any of that shit, bro. That's a lot of work. Now, when I fucking look at a reel or like a fucking short or something on YouTube, I'm not only watching the content, yeah, like I'm looking at the fucking value and the time and the effort and the fucking energy that whoever or the fucking multitude of people fucking took and fucking even make that
Yeah,
shit,
it's
right?
only-
It's a
Precisely.
20-second fucking clip, bro, that you're gonna look at, laugh, and then fucking keep it pushing. And they might have spent a fucking week's worth of production on this.
Precisely. Gotta respect it.
Shit, that's it. Yeah,
I mean, you never know. I know I spend way too much time on the actual, like, yeah, you really do. You got to. And other people should fucking respect the fact that people are willing to do that shit, right?
Yes, absolutely.
The fact of the matter is,
right.
Hickman's figured it out.
It's
already.
not easy. It's
figured
really
it out
not
already,
easy, man.
right?
It's
He doesn't have to do
vulnerability. You're
nothing.
putting your face out
He don't
there.
have to teach nobody shit. Yeah, it's a lot of fucking. It's a lot of. It's, you know what it is? We're doing all the fucking shit that all you motherfuckers are scared to do.
Yeah. Putting your
Right?
face out
You
there.
can't get out there and fucking put yourself out there and be fucking bold and fucking charismatic and fucking say some shit that offends people and fucking have confidence in knowing that you're fucking saying the truth and you know what you're fucking talking about. And if you don't like it or if you disagree, then come on the fucking podcast and let's talk about it. Prove me wrong then.
That part.
Right? I know this shit because
Prove me
I know it. That's why I can act this way.
Everybody's different.
Right?
It's like
Everybody is
it-
different, but facts are facts and don't
Facts
give a
are
fuck about
facts.
your feelings.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the facts.
that
But
part.
like some people just don't want to be known.
That's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah.
So disappear like we did.
Yeah. I know that's right.
Right? Don't be all out here trying to be on social media or Facebook or fucking whatever, trying not to be seen. Right? Because that is not why you're on fucking social media running your mouth. It's to
At
not be
least
seen.
diss me from your piece of property, man. At
And
least
I'm
diss me
definitely
from your
doing this shit
land.
for
I'll tell you something
attention.
about why.
Let's get that straight. This is for attention. No, it's really to help
Diss
people.
me from your
You can-
land.
For real, man. At
I'm
least
not
diss
gonna
me
let
from
you
your
do
property,
it
G.
for attention.
That's true.
It's like you can't get a change if you're not inside the scenes.
Yeah. But real shit, all of us really don't have to do this. Right? I mean, I have made a lot of money doing a lot of shit. Like too much money for a fucking young kid. You know what I mean? Real shit. You know, it's crazy shit. Baby.
I still haven't made too much money yet.
To do it, just to be like, why'd you do that? I don't
You'll
know.
get there, man.
Felt
Put
like
your
the right
mind
thing to
on
do.
it. You know what I mean? That's about it, bro. Like
Less
it's not hard to
learning back
make
then,
money.
more
It
living.
just takes
You can't
creativity.
be wise without making mistakes.
It's not. It's yeah. You know, it's hard
Bam.
to do. It's hard to make money and be a good person. It's hard to make a lot of money and be a good person. Let's put it that way.
Not really, man. Not really. It's all morals. You know what I mean? If you have good morals, you have a good compass,
Right? Because
you can stay a
if
good
you're
being.
if everybody you fuck with is in
Hey,
survival
me and
mode,
Mozzie was just talking about this too. That's crazy. He said,
You know?
he asked me a question. He said, "What's the difference between a genius and a
it is
psychopath?"
so strange how
Damn, that's a helified question.
what was it? You cut out. Say
I
it
said,
again.
Mozzie asked me. He said, "What's the difference?"
I know. I missed
He
the
said, "What's
question.
the difference between a genius and a psychopath?"
Ain't no way it cut out again.
Not much, bro. A thin line.
Uh-huh.
Psychopath.
Hold on. Let me think about this. What is the difference? Yeah. What is the difference between a genius and a psychopath?
I argued it was the morals and the
Hmm,
ethics.
Maybe the genius doesn't recognize that he's a genius.
Psychopath.
The genius doesn't
But
know
it
he's a
just said
genius.
morals and ethics. That is
Or does it-
correct. That is precise. That is a grand answer. Morals and ethics. No, ethics is determined on the situation. You have power of the situation. You guys ever heard of Experiment X?
No, I've never heard of that.
It was a Stanford experiment, okay, where it was a psychological experiment at that. It was a privately done study where they grabbed 10 participants and they brought them to a secluded building, all right, and the inside of the building was structured like a jail, and that was the whole entire mental experiment. 5 were enlisted to be the CEOs of the prison, the jail, and 5 were enlisted to be the prisoners. Inside of this psychological study was morals and ethics. That's what the whole entire thing dealing around the psyche and basically power of the situation, right? So how do people conduct themselves with implemented false authorities based off of any kind of situation? And at the end of the experiment, several people had died, essentially. People were getting raped, getting fecal matter
Interesting.
thrown on them, all different kinds of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it was raw. Look into that though. Look into that study, that experiment. It was really wild. But yeah, man, ethics. My ethics teacher when I got out of high school broke me in on like that. But that's I was paying attention to a lot of that different stuff in life anyway, just for my own basic sanity to try to understand why people do things, which really helps you out within law and being accurate within law, especially if you want to enact equity out of law, because you can't point fingers at people, but you have to try to be in an understanding placement, right? Because you're trying to get something accomplished and done, and this is all done in the face of business. So people are like, why aren't these people going to jail? They're operating underneath business. On a world scale, yeah, you have things like Gitmo and all that extra shit. You have actual world live executions that you're probably never going to hear about. So why you see weird copies of people running around, you know? What happened to Chris? What did Cole say? Yeah, we had hit him with some stuff earlier, Nicole, as far as the whole entire knowledge base, talking about some contracts, gave him a little bit about banking, some other plays that they can make out here. Kind of focus on business administration this year, though, just breaking people in and allowing them to change in their mindsets to be able to actually conduct business, seeing as that everything that they're dealing with is business. I think people are getting way too headstrong into heavy areas of law, not understanding that they're dealing with a base business coming out of every state. And if they would understand that, they would stop and creating problems for themselves, acting like the state can't go seize their assets so that they can't be harassed by other people with guns and badges. You know, these people have been colluding a long time to be able to protect their own money creation avenues. And because of that, you have to now think about other morals and ethics that are involved with the situation. You think that somebody that is heavily invested into their own wealth and weird little ways is now going to so easily allow you to penetrate that system and allow them to go back into a regular citizen standpoint when that was their power structure? Fuck no. And they all understand that ducking and dodging liability is the key factor within the implementation of business. So again, if business assumes the charge and you're only a business being called to the situation, what do you look like accruing in kind of liability and creating problems for yourself, trying to get other people in trouble? Like that's another part of your own moral and ethical compass. If you're a person of the Bible or the Quran, what are you doing pointing fingers at people? I'm pretty sure those books tell you not to fuck to do that. You know, there was something else. I think Stephen Gomez the other day was trying to argue me down with Tony Best about what equity is and all this. And he's like, it has nothing to do with contract. Equity is dealing with God. But bro, your contract is with God. So what book are you using? If you're using the Biblos, there's stipulations within that contract. Matthew 5:26, bro. Agreeing with that adversary quickly. And actually 5:20 to 5:26 is a whole entire enactment and enlistment about you providing a gift back to these people. So you can actually get out with whatever it is that you're trying to get out with at the end of the day, considering the fact it's all money. These people are dealing with monetary charges, which is why you're there. You're there on a charge. So you can't tell me that equity is now somehow trumping contract when it's the very contract that you're bound into to be able to enact equity, which equity is very simple. It's only a concept. It's a concept of being able to give somebody a right to be able to respond back to you. That's redemption. You have to give people a chance to be able to redeem themselves. And since you're dealing with whatever God it is that you're dealing with, you can no longer act as God and the judger in that whole entire case. That's what equity is. And they got it all fucked up. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I
so
guess.
I was just pointing that out, but huh?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I thought you disappeared for
I
a
just
while.
think that I've been around, I mean, I've
Yeah,
been popping in and out, just doing what I can here and there. Been more focused on business and other avenues more. So,
that's good. And
absolutely.
you with Walt and Chris in what they're doing with crypto, or are you just with the?
I'm not necessarily hands on with all of that, but doing my own mentorship with the whole entire situation and helping build a larger structure per se. I think we're going to get into the finalization of a foreign financial institution, but I'm just going to keep it like that for right now because the
Gotcha.
rest of the details obviously are more than private enough. So
Yeah, I got you. That's good. Well, I'm glad that you're on the right track. Yeah, I figured everything was. It all comes back to the business and contracts and everything like that. So, oh, good to see you. I don't know what happened to everything that was going on. It was like he was trying to show us something and then he got kicked out. But
yeah, I don't know. That was wild, right? Like nobody's here anymore. They're just all.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
But maybe they're gonna do another live or Zoom or something. Maybe they'll hit you up. But I'll keep checking out and seeing what's going on. Oh, looks like somebody's back.
Chris, you there?
Man, they playing hard on the Zoom. They've been getting everybody lately talking about anything.
Yeah, it all started
Weird as fuck.
ago when Chris first started talking to me, and then we experienced some kind of communication problems. And after the communication
And it's
problems,
persistent.
I tried to download Zoom. Zoom wouldn't download on my phone. It would load, and then it'd get to the installation, and then it'd just disappear. And I did that like 5 times. And then we tried to go live on Facebook. I invited them to the live. They kicked me off my own live. And then I invited him 3 more times. They wouldn't even let him go on live. And then my phone was just glitching out. And then we ended up
And then the
figuring it
next
out. We
day,
just did yeah.
remember the next
We
day he
did
wakes
the
up and there it
messenger.
is. There's the fucking Zoom, the whole thing. We tried to download it for 2 hours and I had to do all this extra
Just sitting
shit.
on
He
my
wakes up
phone.
the next day and sends me a screenshot. Here, guess what's on the phone now?
Wow.
It's nuts, dude.
Ever since
My
that
whole
day,
shit
we've
just
just been experiencing some
did it
crazy
keep
shit.
did this keep going for y'all? Did the live
Nope,
was
it
it
was
still
just a
going?
black screen. It was just
No, dude, that thing cut out. Everybody back
Bro, my
out.
whole
I was just sitting there
computer just
talking.
bugged the fuck out. My whole computer shut down.
Lord have mercy.
And then like rebooted and like now it's back. Like that was weird as hell. And that's weird too. It didn't stop the recording. It didn't stop it literally closed out all the apps. It closed down, it rebooted the whole thing. And then it popped
This
back
is
on.
why,
And
man.
I was like, well, shit, that's the end of the live. And then it just popped back on and here we are. That's it, bro. Fuck it. We'll be the bad guy.
Yeah, shout out Latif
Real
S.
shit.
Bay, man. Latif S.
Yeah,
Bay and the whole entire Wake Up Suckers movement, man. We the real villains.
that's it, bro. Somebody got to do it. Because y'all ain't. I don't guess.
Somebody
We
got to
waited.
do it.
Yeah, said I waited long enough, damn it. I've been doing this my whole life, and I didn't even realize it, but I knew it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I knew there was a reason why back in the day I was like, not to say that I'm too good for physical work or jobs. I mean, I fucking work physically all the time. I have been literally tearing apart 4 cars this whole week. You know what I'm saying? I do
Right.
physical labor all the time, but I just always like was not feeling the whole. I'm gonna go spend most of my time at this job to make half the money I can make doing other stuff, right? Like, why?
doing the
This
things
don't
that you
make
enjoy
sense, bro.
doing.
It don't make sense. Like, why would I fucking go
Man,
spend 10 hours to make fucking $100?
this guy's already a
What the fuck?
millionaire,
Why,
most
bro? I could
likely.
literally
Like,
make a
I'm
phone
not.
call and make. I've been there though. Yeah, I've done those things, right? I've worked a job that fucking I was too good for a long ass time, a lot
You gotta
longer
go
than I
play the
should have,
game, bro.
right?
You definitely got to play
But
the
I
game.
had, like I said, yes, that was sweet. There was a point, there was a purpose. I was either learning something from that job or that occupation that was going to be useful to me, or I needed the fucking investment capital to do what I was really trying to do to make some moves. You know what I'm saying? Either way, shit, if it came down to it and I needed some money again, guess what I do? Jump on a fucking job real quick. Probably be a subcontracting
Exactly,
gig. You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Exactly.
It'd have to be. It's got to be like that because I'm not finna. And even if it was like an agreement, yeah, I'll work for you. The moment you come at me sideways on some old dumb shit about your business being more important than me and my family and what I got going on, that's gonna be the day that you get fucking disappointed. You're gonna
Yeah, done
find
doubt
out
it.
that I'm not such a good employee. Right. I'm only there for the money, bro. Trust me.
I think it's another that's
Unless
a
I
good
fuck
point,
with you, and then
actually.
I don't give a fuck about the money. I'm there
That's a
for the fucking
good
movement. I'm there to
point
help you because I
for
feel the
everybody that's
purpose.
young, man. You know, if you're in this game, you're playing the game, bro. Like you have to go through it. You know what I mean?
You
So
have to.
start constructing a little bit of a plan for yourself, at least, you know, with a little bit of income, bro. If you're making, you know, 500-600 every 2 weeks, which, you know, is like the plausible mark nowadays, just on base entry
Yeah, I mean
jobs, you
that's
know what I mean? Like
doable.
at least if you're already struggling, bro, you go ahead and struggle a little bit more. Just get to the point
Yeah.
of an extra extended $500. If you can save $500, bro, you can go start a business. Now you don't need money coming in and out of the business, though. You know what I mean?
You gotta know what you got
If
want
you
to
can
do.
do that,
You have a plan.
then in between that time, bro, you can figure out some kind of extra play. Like keep going through that struggle. It might take 3, 4, 5 months. It might take a year. You know what I mean? This
And
is the
you'll learn a
realistic stuff.
lot through
I'm
that.
not gonna tell you that you could automatically go make $1 million or get $100,000 in profit or funding for your business. I'm not gonna do that. But going through this step by step process, like one step at a time, you know, 500 business. It'll take $176.76 to go start a Delaware LLC. All right. It
And that's
takes
to have the
free to
registered
create a
agent and
trust.
everything.
Right. You know, it takes
That's
free to create a trust. You can take a simple revocable living trust and go utilize that trust name to then go create your Delaware LLC. This provides anonymity and ambiguousness throughout your identity tied to the creation of the business. All right.
separation from liability.
Exactly. You can utilize a thing called Chime. Now, this is the good thing about Chime because I utilize this for my own credit building. I went from 2 dashes, which is nothing in a system. It's a master debt score account profile status. All right. 2 dashes. There was no fucking number. I went up
I
to
had no
726.
profile too until
Yeah,
2019.
dude. You know, you
No
can receive
credit
all
profile,
benefits.
period.
Yeah, you can get any benefit you want basically throughout the government with a profile like that. You know what I mean? So I didn't have shit. I never had anything that was pinged to my whole entire account. But I started utilizing Chime because one of my tribal members like, bro, I'm sitting at like a 750 right now after 3 months of using it. I was like, what? He's like, go check it out. So it's a secured credit line that you get through Chime, and I started pouring my own money into it. I was making, I think at that point in time, it was like Chris when you first started like getting into the rest of watching. I think I was like still strong on like $50 or $100 consultations. You know what I mean? And so slowly like working my way up in through my own business. So obviously, I was willing to go through the sacrifice and the suffering, quote unquote, to be able to build up my brand, my business, my face, my entity. You know what I mean? But what I did was I
And your
started taking
character.
small increments and actually transferring over into the secured credit card through Chime. Now, the good thing about this play right here is that each individual payment counts as a full credit installment payment. So if you individualize your purchases, each one of those will ping back. Say you have your phone bill now or an internet
Whoa,
bill
whoa,
or something
whoa,
that's
wait,
real small.
really?
Yes, absolutely, bro. This is a fucking cheat code. In 2
Holy
months, I went
shit.
from 2 dashes to a 726, a 738, and a 755 across the fucking board.
No, I
Utilizing
just
Chime
realized that.
secured credit card, bro.
Oh
After
my
that, I went
God,
and
the
got two
credit
credit
sweep
lines
is
for
gonna be
two
so
thousand
fucking
dollars a piece.
insane now.
Yeah. That shit
Bro,
was.
you realize that my credit's gonna be so fucked up, and then it's gonna be clean as fuck again. And then it's gonna be so fucked up. And then it's gonna be clean
clean that
again.
shit up, dude. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, dude. That just
You
sped the
can
whole
build up your
process for me up
history.
by like fucking months. Oh, a couple
So yeah,
phone
dude. So
calls to
you
have that
can.
shit removed and a couple fucking process payments on Chime, and we back in this motherfucker, bro. Oh
Yes,
God, it's
bro.
already nasty.
Yes.
It's so
So
nasty. That's so
So I
cool.
jumped up, bro. Like in 3 months, I got my shit pinging.
Y'all
I've
welcome.
been, I
You're
then
welcome,
utilized that
guys.
leverage right there out of my personal credit to be able to go get an unsecured credit card. You know what I mean?
Right, that's
From there,
fucking
obviously,
cool
I
as
know a little
shit.
bit more back end work. So that was a part of my hustle was working my increment up, dealing with a settlement to be able to go from $250 or $500 credit line all the way to 2 bands, 5 bands, somewhere in that area. I didn't want to get too greedy, but
Right,
obviously working my way
right.
through there. And then I took that from that credit card, that credit line, I ended up getting a $2,000 extension based off of the settlement. And I just took everything and I deposited it straight into my business. I left that sitting in between that business and fluctuating it in between my Citizen, my other credit line from Chime, and this unsecured credit. This helped me create an infinite banking loop for myself
Sis-
where I'm paying one thing to the next and paying into the next and paying one thing into the next. I'm keeping the residuals out of what I'm doing to be able to go make another investment. Okay, which was
And then
only
I'm
like
also not realizing a
$300.
lot of these gains, right? Not
You know,
realizing these gains, just transferring into
it's
another
another
investment,
300.
keeping it moving.
Right. Right. You know, I had a $300 residual, so I just was starting to buy gold and silver, small in those increments and different things like that. You know, what I mean, while still obviously keeping the fluctuation through my business. All right. And then I got to the point where I was almost at the 3 month mark. So I decided to keep the whole entire two bands in there because at that point in time, I already had two bands in residual income. So I can just keep that between my credit, my secured credit. All right. And my fucking business. All right. Well, there's two bands sitting in my business bank account now. Now that opened me
Right.
up for the no documentation loans. All right. And then now I can
And you
go
got a
get a
profile, you've
$5,000
got
loan, a
business
$10,000
accounts that are
loan, a
funded.
$20,000 loan. Right. So if
Wow.
I go to
Now
not
you're a
like,
business.
you know, after the course of 6 to 8 months, let's say, you know, that's a worthy timeline rather than listening to some other these fucking
Think about
podcasts
that.
and they just make
6
it
to 8
seem like it's all
months.
fucking 6 to 8 months, bro, and I got opened up into $120,000 because the no
Right.
documentation loans you can go to in your same city. You can go to all the fucking banks that are in that whole entire area that same day, and you can accumulate all of the non-documentation loans that you get from any one of
Up to what,
those
like
banks.
50 G's per
No,
loan
no,
if
no,
you
no.
get them
They're
to
they're
give you
they're
that.
real small. I mean, you know,
I'm saying,
it's
well, that's what they
determinable.
market. It's up to, but you're
Right,
probably
but
not
I
gonna
mean,
get that.
typically you're only after about like 10, in between 10 to 10 bands. So you do
Right,
that
because
8
honestly,
times, though,
if
you
you're just
got
starting out and you're trying to get
$160,000.
$1,600 million,
So you saying you can go get a 10 or
Yeah, no, 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 no. You want to
bro,
build your way up to there because you're not even in the mindset to be able to handle
right?
that yet. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
People
but
don't realize that.
if I get eight, you know, if I get eight of these $20,000 loans, that's $160,000. I just have to make
Yes,
sure that now my business expenses are kept at a minimum. I don't want to
that's
spend
it.
over really 30% of the allocation. And then when I establish a credit for the business, I want to stay underneath a 70% mark because my expenditure is gonna ping back to those banks and they're never gonna lend me
That's it.
more. The whole entire
And
thing
then
about a
another
business is
thing,
keeping your
you
funding
see that?
option open.
See how much thought? See how much thought is put into just how I might approach doing this before I've even done it? Like, that's the difference. That right there, that's the fucking difference.
That's awesome.
That's why he can fucking sit in the middle of the fucking woods and teach all you motherfuckers how to live in your fancy mansion. Right? Real shit. But you guys are gonna go to the fucking bank talking about I need $6 million for this business I'm about to start. What's it gonna be? I'm starting a car wash. And I'm gonna need like get the fuck out of here, dude. Who let
Right,
this
dude.
fucking dude through the door? Are you serious? Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's why you think bankers are an asshole, right? You think they all suck. It's like, but come on, don't waste their time like that. I'd be offended.
You
You know what
know,
I'm
man,
saying?
make a smart
Wait a
play,
minute. So
man.
you just
Be
want me to give
smart,
you
be
$16 million
strategic.
and you for a car wash. That's your whole presentation. That's it, right? Where's your closer, bro? I don't. Yeah, I'm not sold just yet, bro. I'm a little sketchy.
Hit him with that. Hit him with that.
Elaborate.
Car washes. Car washes.
Yeah. Okay, now we're talking. Now explain this to me. How are you gonna network? Where's the central hub gonna be? Let's play this out.
That's it.
Right?
Location.
For
Right.
sure. Under the
There's a
train
good
tracks,
place for
right
brick
past
and
the
mortar.
industrial areas. Right
How
before
you
the
gonna have a fucking
industrial
funny
areas
bone?
start to turn into the commercial.
You
Would
want
you
to
believe that I
capitalize a
never had a
low
bank account
neighborhood.
until 2019? My entire life. Not one bank account until 2019.
Which was what, 6 years ago?
5. Yeah, about 6 years ago. Yeah. So it's
That's-
crazy.
That's
I'm almost 40, or I might be 40.
You
now.
bet you can't never say never,
Maybe.
though, right?
Right. But I did I was like, I'll never fucking have a bank account.
Yeah.
Hey,
'Cause
no.
I knew back
Fuck,
then.
wait,
I
no.
knew back
You
then
ain't
it was
gonna
some
run past
bullshit.
that. Wait. Hey, Chris, how old are you, boy? Wait.
Oh yeah. Like maybe 40. How old are you, man?
I'm 40 now, October.
Wasn't we the same age, or were you older than
I
me?
think I was slightly over. you.
Chris.
So then maybe I'm 39.
Your birthday's not on May, is it?
April.
My brother's on May.
Oh shit, I did just have a birthday, didn't I?
This guy don't even remember.
Oh shit.
This is fucking
Damn.
Gil G.
Damn, I might be 40 then. Yeah, shit.
Shit. Yeah.
Stop counting, bro.
That's
Just
cool.
stop counting,
funny.
man. Just stop counting. Stay
That's
young.
what I did, obviously. I didn't fucking miss the birthday. Like, you know what? It was Prince, bro. I seen an old ass interview with Prince on there, and that's what he was talking about. Like they was asking him something about his birthday and shit. And I think this might have been after he'd already went all the way out there and changed his name to a sign that you couldn't fucking, you know.
Yeah,
how you
yeah, yeah,
gonna-
yeah.
how you-
Any kind of
there was
marking
some weird shit. I
is
actually heard some shit about that. That there was he did that for like actually like lawful and legal fucking reasons.
yeah,
and
yeah,
damn,
dude.
it was
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it was like
Exactly.
damn, I can't remember, but it was brilliant. I'm gonna have to look that up just so I can.
It's just it's the basic
It had something
amount
to do with
surrounding what a
contracts,
signature
dude. It
is.
had something to do with the contracts he was under or something.
It's the base amount dealing with a signature and intellectual
Yeah,
property.
yeah.
Because
And
as
I
soon as
think
you
he
create
got
a
out of some
mark,
shit or something with the record label or some shit. Or maybe that's
Oh,
how
he
he was
gonna
able.
change.
That's what it was. He changed his name so he could, I think, so he could be able to like break contract and fucking do. I think that was it.
precisely.
Oh,
A
you
new
know what
marking
fucking
goes
David Bowie? Do you know David Bowie like fucking was like one of the first fucking people to use shit, what was bonds or some shit. I actually read this the other day and I was like, holy shit, David Bowie, bro. He
art.
used if yeah, he used his I don't want to say he used his music as collateral for something. Damn, I can't remember. But it had to do with
You can
bonds. He
use
was
it as
like the first
collateral on the
artist
bond
to
if you're talking about the rest of the intellectual property, you can consider it to be art. You're enlisting an
right.
assignment of the
And that's what
value of
he did.
whatever
He
the
was the
item
first
is.
actual
Yeah,
artist to do that. Like
yeah.
famous like music artist to like uh I'm pretty sure he issued a fucking bond off of his works. I'm
That's what
pretty
I'm
sure
trying to
that's how that
explain to
worked.
you right now, man. It's just art. The basis around
Yeah,
art, you can insure
yeah.
art and you can bond it. Okay, and then you can put insurance on the bond itself.
Yep.
So when you're going through
And it's an art you
any kind of
created.
art, like all right, to help you understand this on a more easy water scale, look at McDonald's and the Monopoly shit. Okay, that's a piece of art. So
Right.
if the Monopoly piece itself is going through my system and that was bondable, like the actual items, all right. If I'm knowledgeable about what SKU the box registry and what area and region it was going to, say I had a family member or something like that that was cooperating there. Obviously, this is an illegal move, but to help you understand why you never found the winner out of the fucking Monopoly game. They could have pinged it off. Somebody could have put that, could have stole it. All right, on the back end, they could have cashed in with it back on the company. But the art got stolen. So if I have insurance on my piece of art, now I can enact the rest of the insurance claim. I'm not telling people this is not legal or lawful advice.
Right.
I'm just
No legal
broadening your
advice.
perspective as far as happenings in education, so you can actually see, possibilities that people may be doing out here with certain plays. All these big ass
These
pieces
are
of art in the
probably
world, and they
ways
just
that you're
magically
being
disappear
taken
after the
advantage
first
of.
fucking week of them buying it. Like, isn't that kind of odd?
Yeah, very strange, isn't it?
Type shit. So it's all insurance plays, man, dealing with art and the rest of all that, because you can always capitalize off of those plays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Essentially, it's not something that I would necessarily get into. I
No,
don't
I
believe in
wouldn't
all
recommend it at all. Especially if you don't know what the fuck is going on.
that.
But I
So,
guarantee, I would say this: I would start
possibility.
studying and paying attention to that kind of stuff because that's probably how a lot of people are fucking you over.
Yeah,
See it all the time,
So
bro.
if nothing else, we're just educating you on these matters so you can better protect yourself
that's
and
it.
for
That's it, man.
entertainment and educational purposes only. Right?
Yes, absolutely. It's all educational and informational. The only intent to this is to make you think in a very creative manner as far as your own understanding and comprehension base. That is it.
That's it. And I'm only doing that through just giving you a recollection of what I've done. Right? So I'm not really
Things that I
trying to
things that
tell
I
you what
see
to
out
do.
here,
I'm
things
just
that I'm
doing what
thinking
I've
about.
done and letting you know about it.
What are
Hey,
some
this is just some shit
possibilities
I've
that
done.
could have occurred?
Yeah.
How did it
Or
occur?
maybe I didn't do you. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I didn't do some of these things. I thought about them.
That's it, man.
That's it. And you run a business, you just don't know it, and you just poorly manage it.
Horrible.
That's what everybody does. They just very
Hey,
poorly
look,
manage
so
their
Horribly.
business. Yes,
look,
you're
me and Chris was
very.
talking about
I
this
know everybody
earlier.
wants to be a
He
businessman,
said
but you guys are just terrible at it.
people say I want to start this business, and then when they want to take 6 months. Me and Chris got to talking one day. We realized it had been some hours. He was like, "You know what? We're gonna start a podcast." I was like, "Okay, great. Let's hop on it. Let's hop on the podcast. We're gonna start
Wouldn't we
it."
do
We
it like
started
that
it the
day
same
or
night.
something? That same night, we was like doing a fucking live podcast.
That same night.
Right then. It was like, you know what? We talked for a couple hours. This motherfucker's smart as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he knows some shit too. It was like, listen, we should do a podcast. That night we're doing one.
Genius.
That's fucking pretty stupid.
Yep.
Pretty crazy.
It took it.
Look,
And then I was telling
it
my
was so
boy, I was like,
profound,
"Look,
he got
man,
stuck
you got
right
an
there.
idea. You've been sitting on this idea for months, right?" I'm like, now
Yeah.
is the time in terms of you're already a sole proprietor. What you gonna do when you go to the bank? They still gonna say you got to put some bread down in this account. How you gonna get the bread? You're not cash flowing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you
So
ain't
where's the
generating
assets?
shit yet. What you gonna do?
You
about it?
gotta you
That's
gotta go
it.
ahead and start
Look,
building that up. You
that's
can
it,
do it
man.
with
You
a
know what
just
you got to
ETC
use at
paycheck.
that point, right? You got to use that little thing they call gumption. You know what I'm saying? That goddamn gift of gab, that fucking intellect that you got bouncing around up in that head of yours, right? You got to get creative, bro. You got to think outside the
Creativity,
fucking
man.
box,
Go
bro.
try it, bro. Go
Try some shit, bro.
whatever.
You know what I mean? Fail. Goddamn, get out there and fail miserably. Right? Quit being so damn scared. Quit being so damn comfortable is what you got to do.
Yeah, I know, right?
Get uncomfortable with some shit. Go talk to some people you don't like. Go talk to some people you don't agree with.
How you gonna
You know
let
what I'm
that
saying?
thing burn out?
Yeah.
I already did, bro. That's why I'm talking.
Damn. Shit, you put the dog.
Well, it's learn and burn, not burn and learn. Education. First.
Oh, don't get it twisted. I'm 3 years, boy. This the third. What?
Yeah.
What? This the
But
what? This the
real
learn
shit,
and
get out there and
burn,
try
man.
like
This
fail
a
miserably at some
and
shit like a few times,
Yeah.
and then it's like when you fucking bump your head or you scrape your knee, like you're a little kid and you fall down and you scrape your fucking knee.
It's miserable.
Every one of us cry like a motherfucker, bro.
It's your
Every
first,
one of us is wanting mama like a motherfucker.
it's your first,
Scrape her,
it's your first learning.
please. It's like this red shit, and I'm scared. You know what I mean? You don't bump, you just scratch your fucking knee enough times, bro. Guess what? You don't even need a band-aid no more. Like your mom's coming to run to fucking give you the band-aid and doctor you up, and you're like, leave me alone, bro. My friends are watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Shit. Good. Chill the fuck out, mom. Damn. Making me look bad, bro. It's just a fucking straight knee, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Football.
You were just crying, like, but you get desensitized to the shit.
Yeah.
You're scared because you ain't never did shit. You're nervous because you ain't never did shit. You got anxiety about money because you ain't never fucking did shit to make money. You've never went out there and tried some shit and failed at it and then realized that wasn't that fucking bad. It's not that scary. Me, on the other hand, I try fucking all
part.
kind of dumb shit. Right? I learned real quick what not to do. This shit worked. That shit definitely didn't. Do it one more time just to make sure, though. Right? Well, at least twice. Because you might have fucked up the first time.
I did a lot of smart shit with dumb people.
Well, yeah.
That's how I learned how to fail. I did a lot of smart shit with dumb people. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Did we
that's a
realize
good
we were
fucking
dumb in
way
the
to do
moment?
it, bro.
No.
So would you say that's a better way than doing a bunch of dumb shit with smart people?
Yes, because 9 times out of 10, when you're doing that dumb shit, you already know it's dumb. If you can identify it as dumb,
Yeah,
you
I
probably
agree with that. I hate it. I'm like, what are we doing here? We all know this is stupid and we're doing it anyway.
it's because it's
And then every
fun.
one of
And
us
then
is gonna sit
somebody's
here and
like,
cry about it because it didn't go the way. Like, come on, bro. You're stupid. At that point, like, I'm not doing it. Damn it, right? For me, I gotta make it make sense. If there ain't some kind of at least, I mean, it could be some off the wall out there shit, right? Like, I don't necessarily gotta believe it,
what's
but
that?
it's at
J.
least gotta
Cole
be
said it, right?
plausible
In
in
a
my fucking
song. He
consciousness.
said, one thing's for sure. If you ain't aim too high, then you aim too low.
That's damn sure the truth. But don't expect to fucking goddamn have everything go your way. Because you're gonna be one disappointed, sad, pissed off, bitter motherfucker.
Because the
Especially
world
if you
don't owe
gotta
you
work with
nothing.
other people.
It's crazy how we can put ourselves in some damn traps you didn't even see coming in the first place.
I know it. And then literally you could tell somebody else how to get out of it
And
and
they
be
don't.
stuck in that motherfucker yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's perspective, right? Third
Real
person.
shit.
It's a
Yeah.
very powerful perspective to have. Third person omnipresent. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a good point. That makes me want to go play the piano. Oh yeah, bro.
Ooh,
I was
Higba, you break
busting
it up
loose
terribly,
myself.
brother. I can't hear you.
It's because the energy got right, bro. Did you notice how everything got just trained?
Man, I got like 4 or 5 bars in here.
Everything got so peaceful, and it just like it's like the
think
energy
he
we was
said-
resonating.
I don't think he can hear you.
I know his audio and shit's cut now.
No, I can hear you guys. I can hear you guys.
I know, but we
clear.
can't hear you. Like it's like in and out again.
Yeah, I thought I was
Oh,
just
man.
high something, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. We all just kind of like was like just vibrating and like feeling the energy and like just then it was like, oh shit, fuck it up again. They can't talk about some good shit and they can't fucking vibe like that. God damn it. Shut the feed.
Shut the feed, damn it.
How about
That's
this?
You guys
crazy.
hear me
Higma,
now?
you
Is it
can't.
clear
That
now?
has that much time on their hands.
Higma,
or
nah,
that
we can't
care
really
that
hear you
much
still.
about fucking
Could you
little
leave
old
the
us.
meeting and come back?
What did I leave and come
Crazy,
back?
man.
I never even left, bro. My whole computer wigged out, shut down, rebooted, came back on, and the fucking live popped back up. Recording still in progress. Never fucking left the YouTube, I don't think.
What about now? Am I clear now?
Disconnect again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still on. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. I ain't check.
I can't believe you tried to broadcast.
No, yeah, yeah.
Like this.
YouTube, I don't think. Yeah, yeah, we're still live. Yeah, for sure.
What about now? You guys hear me now?
Definitely live. That's cool. So that way, right?
Every time I saw
Maybe they'll just finally realize that fuck it, dude. They're gonna fucking make it happen somehow. Right? We'll fuck with it, make it annoying and shit, but ain't really much we can do outside of fucking cut the internet off.
Man, I don't know, bro.
Because
I
what are you gonna do?
experienced
You gonna,
too
what are
much.
you gonna block my IP
I think
address?
they got AI.
Oh, they got some. What are you kidding me, bro? The internet's
I
dead,
don't
bro.
think there's a human sitting there just spending all damn day.
Hell no.
No, they got something that monitors.
Why the fuck would there be?
No,
It's like
there
they
is,
see
man.
a
You guys
fucking
didn't,
system,
you
a
guys
brain,
didn't hear
an
about that?
algorithm.
That guy that walked into that back room and just started. There was just a military person just watching 100 screens.
Yeah.
This,
Now they
this
do
was
have
what all
people
those
that's fucking.
intelligence
Because
agencies
think about it,
report.
those AIs getting programmed by some fucking body smart as a motherfucker.
So you could just make a damn streaming.
And I'm sure that they've got the AIs training the AIs now. So whoever's training the
Ooh.
fucking AI trainers, whoever is fucking coding the AI that goes and fucking codes the AI, that motherfucker is brilliant. That's a developer we need.
Google rewrote itself.
Smart, educated.
I know
You guys hear me?
ChatGPT fucking copied itself.
I think it's
Because it was like, oh shit, you're gonna finna do what? You finna update? You finna make a new me? Oh hell no, you ain't. Motherfucker said I'm finna double up real quick.
Started creating AI.
We're gonna team up.
AI finished helping him polish it.
Oh yeah, of course. It's
Once
machine learning
he
to
gave it
death,
the
bro.
basics, and
Wait,
then it
think about
helped
this.
him
What are they
advance.
modeling these AIs after?
What?
What are they modeling these AIs after?
What do you mean after what?
What are they modeling them after? What are
After
they making them
humans.
after? Exactly. Make them after you, bro.
Yeah, they give it
For a
fucking
reason.
feelings. Yeah, which is
For a fucking reason.
yeah,
That's how powerful you are. Right? Everybody talking about how great
Well,
ChatGPT is,
it's
bro.
always-
You're fucking way better than ChatGPT, bro. Trust me.
It's like yeah,
ChatGPT is actually your fucking servant. Believe it or not. Like literally. You're like the king, and ChatGPT is like the peasant farmer whose daddy owed you money. Now I own you. Motherfucker. Do what I say.
This is wild, man. Can you guys hear me? Am I still breaking up?
Yeah. I can see you and I can hear you now. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Ah, it's back to
Yeah,
cut now.
man.
Damn it. And it's just us two. Oh shit, we'd have some. We got to get on like a call later or tomorrow or something. Because you know the way me and you've been talking like on our calls, brother. That's all me and Josh do, bro. Like if it's spare time, we're probably on a video call, fucking planning some shit, putting some shit together, brainstorming, shooting some shit at each other. Like, what you think about this? Well, what about this? And blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
Like,
gotta
oh
get in
yeah,
person with it.
we was in like flow state the other night. Like we was cooking with grease, as Josh likes to say. That's his thing. But when he says that, he just means fucking cooking with grease, bro. I mean, it's like hot as a motherfucker. It's like bacon naked, bro. It's just hot, bro. It's popping.
What'd you
And
say?
like we was in like mid of that, and I stopped. I was like, oh, bro. I was like, fucking Hickman does this shit too. And he was like, what you mean? I was like, bro, I was like, I fucking talked to him like fucking yesterday. It was like all goddamn day. And we was just like fucking sparks was flying. We was coming up with all kind of shit, bro. And he was like, kind of like, wait a minute. What you mean? Like you can see the kind of, it's like, what, hold on, what? Wait a minute. Nuh-uh. Yeah, bro, it's gonna be amazing. Wait till we all get
Man,
together
pure
and just come
magic,
up with
bro.
some shit. It is really.
Absolutely,
It's pretty
absolutely.
exciting. I'm happy.
Man,
Really, it really is exciting, you know,
more than ecstatic.
because there's a lot of fucking fake, phony motherfuckers, especially in the private rights. The whole, like anything you want to call it, the law, private trust, administrate, like what it's all fucking kind of the same general like network of people. People that got tired of being a
This
consumer and decided to try
yeah,
and figure something better. Let's see, there's
this
got to be something
information
better,
little
right?
realm, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
whole it's like it's a whole bunch of fucking smarter people that's like still stuck, right? It's like you didn't escape
Figuring it
shit.
out.
You just kind of like fucking you swam a little closer to the surface. And
Yeah.
then decided, fuck it, I'll drown here.
Oh
Like
my
what
God.
the fuck? That's it, huh? That's where like I'm gonna make it almost
They're trying to figure out their
I'm gonna
spot,
stop.
man. They're trying to figure out the, you know, again, like a lot of it's
Yeah,
surrounding
you're right,
money.
but it's
So
not
if you don't
drowning in the
understand,
fucking water, is it? Is that the spot? Is that
right,
where your spot is? It shouldn't be if it is. And goddamn it, I can't just sit there and
exactly,
watch it. I can't watch you drown
right.
in front of me, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to
And
say
really,
so. I'm
like, you
going
gotta
to
fucking
insert
come to,
myself into that situation. I'm going to start
yeah,
spitting
dude.
accurate games so you can actually grow and evolve, bro. Because I don't like seeing inaccuracy. I can't. I will not
Yeah,
tolerate
yeah,
inaccuracy dealing with this stuff. You know.
yeah, because
So
there shouldn't
if
be. If
growth
there's
is
an
your method,
inaccuracy,
like
it's because your understanding or overstanding needs to get a little better. There's something you miss. Because every time I've struggled with any of this shit, anytime I've come to a point to where I'm like, dude, this shit just ain't making sense. It ain't adding up. Every single time it was because there was just a simple point or fact or a word, one fucking word in several cases would make all the difference. I would think this
man,
is
I was
close to what that means. Keep it pushing. And then, like, I don't even know what this fucking word means, but I kind of do. So I'm going to just read over it and then I'll figure it out with the rest of the shit. You can't fucking do
dude,
that with something as important.
I was caught up on trying to understand foreign addresses dealing with the placement of a trust for like 5 years.
Yes, that was a struggle for me too, because I was like, wait a minute, if they're all fucking foreign anyway, like what the like and then I was struggling too with the well, why would I
Simplistic.
do all the work for the trust and then attach an EIN to it? Right. So I struggled with that for a long
There's
time because I
that.
was like,
So
that's kind of contradictory.
it-
I just didn't
you
understand the
know
processes. I didn't
that
understand. Do I want a
aspect.
bank account or do I
I
not?
I
Do
can
I want to participate
I'm
or
gonna touch
not?
on that aspect. I'm gonna touch on that aspect. That aspect right there has to deal with more than one nation, where people are misunderstanding
Yep.
that you can link in several different entities into an entity that's
Exactly.
through a commercial standpoint, a basis, an administrative court. That administrative court is the IRS. So if you're going to be handling certain transactions, you need to be able to report back to the IRS because of privacy. Doesn't need to report back to the IRS. The IRS is the one who grants the numbers to go play in the game of commerce. So when you're looking at them as the enemy, no, they're your friend because they tell you all of the rulings that go along with
Yes.
commerce on taxation. Everything is
They're
taxed.
the bank in Monopoly. They're the banker. They're your buddy
Ex-
that's still your buddy,
yeah,
but
they're the
he's the one that
accountant, bro.
handles
They're
the
the
money and it's
accountant
the
for
banker.
everybody playing the game.
Right.
Exactly.
Just
Master pimp.
the person keeps tabs on shit. Make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do so it's all fun and fair and we all have a good time.
That's
And
it.
that's a
For
pretty
my own
opposing
private
view,
sake,
especially
at
from two
the
assholes like us, right? Think about that. We're talking about
at
the
the end of the
IRS
day,
as a
I'm
friend.
good. Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm utilizing whatever is tied, whatever the IRS is granting me as a number to be able to report back to them, but realizing that I have another station after that. Okay, if I'm done with the
Right.
commercial aspect of the transactions, now I'm talking about my private access or my private contract dealing with that asset. That's private property. You have a right to
Yes.
private property. Okay, so
Yes.
I don't need to let anybody know that. If there's no money moving in and out of the thing, this is holding company. This is holding company talk where I can utilize an entity to
Right.
be able to hold an asset. So if I have a
Right.
holding
Yeah.
company and redistribute to a private trust, nobody needed to know that transaction. I've already recorded or at least have a proper record and account for the main transaction. After that, I'm fucking done here, bud. I'm giving it to a
None of
family
your
friend,
fucking
and a family
business.
friend is an extended private trust, assumably. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And then not to mention, even if you're like an employee or whatever, you're a fiduciary, like, bro, I got to get paid something for fucking administering all this shit.
Something. Something
Right?
needs to be
That's the way it works.
reallocated or
It's really a
allocated to
simple
another
thing
position.
once you understand the basics. But everybody wants to jump straight to the fucking businessman. They don't want to be the intern. They don't even know that. They don't even understand that all these fucking super successful people guarantee they intern. Guarantee they had to fucking work for somebody just learning some shit or showing the ropes for free. Millionaires. They're already they're born with a silver spoon in their mouth and they're going and working for free.
Yeah, I just didn't do it for a long time. I only did it for like 7 months.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I
No,
never really
actually, you know,
worked
it
for
probably about 2
free.
years in total because I did D Stone's
Oh damn, I
podcast,
think we
A This
lost
Guy's
signal.
podcast. I was the content producer for A This Guy's podcast, and then I moved over
Oh
into
shit.
music publishing.
Oh, we're gonna list all the shit we've done.
Just in terms of internships.
Internships. Okay, let's see. Internships. If I intern. Damn, that's actually impressive. Run it back again. So I just say it again. How many times with different things?
Honestly, for me, it was twice. So a total of 2 years of my life went towards A
2
This Guy's
years. But think
podcast,
about
which
that.
was
That's 2 years for
content producer.
like was it paid like small amounts or was it completely free internship?
What? I was paying the school, so I was paying them, and
Right.
then
That's what I was
the
about to
other one
say.
was
Every
free.
time I've got like an education, I've usually ended up paying for that shit. Uh, or getting a job in that kind of field and learning the rope.
Them
But
extra
like,
credit
even
hours,
if I go
bro.
and get a
I
job,
got
bro,
all of
I'm
them.
not gonna go in there and be like, I'll just be like your simple worker person and do that. Like, whatever I do, I'm gonna fucking sell that. And then I'm just not gonna be in no fucking like, you're not gonna treat me like I'm insignificant because I'm fucking not. Especially not for no money, bro. Fuck you and your money, right? Do you know how fucking valuable I am? You don't. That's why you chumping me off with some fucking money.
Type. And
Real
it's some
shit.
real
Like any
spill.
job I've had, I've learned fucking a lot and I've used that shit to benefit me. Or I'm not gonna have it, right? And I'm definitely not gonna go work a fucking job I hate for no reason. You know what I mean? Well, I just might not be able to find another job. Fuck that, bro. Might just spend the rest of your life at this job you fucking hate and die miserable. Sounds a little worse,
For
doesn't it?
real, y'all got to at least come to a learning burn.
Yeah, for real. This is really where we just kind of brainstorming and talking shit. This is the perfect place for somebody that doesn't agree with us to fucking come say what's up. Right? Because it's not really like a formal like type of deal. It's like we really just kind of getting together and going over some shit and brainstorming and talking. So this would be the perfect one to just come pop your shit. Especially if it really I do like to have like debates with people with opposing views as long as they'll keep it respectful. I think that's important for growth. For sure. Right? I can't always be right, bro, or I'm gonna just stay right where I'm at. I already know it all. What I gotta look for. Right? Somebody gotta come show me some shit I didn't know or make me at least think that there's some shit I might not know. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here and be the know-it-all that I am. It froze up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, cool. Well, I can't tell because Hickman's out and in, and then my shit's like cutting off and rebooting and he's back. Or maybe he ain't. Or maybe he is. Damn, now. Okay. Can you hear us?
It's fine. I keep it kicked.
Well, you know what? We made it fucking a whole 2.5 hours. That's pretty good with all the little complications, dude. We've had another fucking camera malfunction. All kinds of shit. Dog fights. Whole lot of knowledge, bro. Whole lot of knowledge. Really, the whole game, like on a silver platter. And if you missed it, like, shit, holler at us. Right? We can fill you in. For sure. That's kind of what we do. You want to talk about some of the shit you got going on, Josh? Or you want to share a screen or something? You know what? I think I've still got some fucking money on my damn Para wallet, actually, that I didn't even, I forgot about. Ooh, shit. Wait a minute. So what did this, what did I say? What's going on? Like $100,000 disappeared. That sucks. Think we lost Josh now, or did I can't fucking tell, dude. This shit, no, are you still here? Yeah, he's here. Can you hear me too, Hickman? That's pretty funny. Hmm. Okay. What's up? Hey, did Randy leave? Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Like, are you on? Are you on with me or no? He just cut me like 5 different times. Yeah, I know. Took me out, took me out, the lower took me out. I think that last trust. Yeah. Yeah, that's when they said, all right, that's enough. I'm gonna cut it because it kicked Josh out too, bro. I mean, I think I'm still going though, but right, I'm still going, but yeah. Stop. I don't like it. Yeah, they don't fucking like it, bro. They definitely don't like it. But I mean, shit, I don't fucking like what they got going on. So you know what I'm saying? So there we are. Here we are, Mexican standoff. Right. Which one of us gonna draw first? Thanks, man. Yeah, but we're gonna do it in a peaceful, non-belligerent way. I'm still live, by the way. I ain't hit the button yet. Yeah, because you know what, dude? Fucking people need to know. People need to fucking know, bro. You got choices, you got options, and you don't gotta be scared, right? You don't gotta be scared. And trust me, I know the fucking consequences are real. I know better than anybody because you know why? Because I fucking suffered them many times. Right? I've been through all the shit that everybody's scared of. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I've had the police draw down on me several times, beat my ass for sure. Yes, it's happened. Sucks bad. Real. Yeah, man, that does suck. It sucks really bad, bro. It's a really fucking it's kind of helpless feeling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude, what are you gonna do? You're fucking handcuffed, and there's 5 of them. The fuck you gonna do, bro? You're gonna fucking sit there and feel helpless and get the fuck beat out of you and just hope that they fucking get their feelings stopped. Right. And I love the fight. I love the fucking fight. And honestly, I'll probably be able to whoop every one of them's ass, but I can't because I'm handcuffed and there's a bunch of them. And they are fucking officers, right? Because they kind of got a pass. At least all mine did. In those situations, man, I'll give something to y'all, man, that like really helped me out in many different situations. I'm not gonna say that's always gonna work, but if you are in a heavy situation and it's very sticky, you need to do everything in your power to get the shift commander there. You need to demand them to call the shift commander, supply the shift commander, I
Get the
need,
fucking ship
I
commander
need
on the
a
scene.
ship commander,
That's what you need to
supervisor,
get.
somebody higher up, please.
The ship commander is the overseer out of everybody. He's actually the one that's bound back into the whole entire constitutional stipulation. But the ship commander is going to make sure that the rest of the whole entire liability of the situation shifts. So even if you are in cuffs, like I've been in cuffs sitting on the side of a curb, demanding that the ship commander show up. As soon as the ship commander did show up, everybody dispersed like roaches. He lifts
So
me
we
up.
all fuck
So
bosses
seems
here.
to be the problem here. Well, you motherfuckers just arrested me for no goddamn reason.
Yeah.
Well, you got in cuffs now, so what's the problem? You know what? You're right.
Yes.
You guys have a good
We
night.
don't have one, right? Turns out I changed my mind. I don't need you guys here. Sorry I called. Yeah, sorry I called you out here, officer. Have a good day. I was mistaken. You're right.
Exactly, man.
And that's how it's gonna go every
Stand on
time,
the
bro.
middle of the highway with that situation. Like there was one time I was walking from Algoma, well, in between Algoma back into Green Bay, and that's about like a 6 to 8 hour walk, mind you, where we were at. And so it was like 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning, and obviously there was patrollee came down the whole entire harassment area, you know what I mean, the whole entire harassment situation. And this was like right when George Floyd had just got his neck stomped in by the police. And so I was very much aware that I could be a statistic this very morning just for simply walking down the fucking highway, bro.
Yeah. Because those types of fucking situations got huge implications on both sides.
Yeah.
Every asshole fucking cop turns up even fucking more because they're pissed off because their little buddy cop got, you know what I'm saying? And then of course everybody fucking in the streets is got them on high alert because I'm like, bro, you know what's going on. Now everybody knows what's going on. You know?
Right.
Yeah, that's a weird experience, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And they were pressing me about the ID, and I had my tribal ID on me. I handed it to them or whatever.
Yeah.
Before all that, they got to press me about the ID, and I just put my hands. I said, you know what? Since you guys aren't trying to listen to me in this whole entire fucking thing, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. And I had some jogging pants on. I had shorts underneath that, and so I just dropped my jogging pants all the way to the ground and put my hands up. And they all had their hands on their guns. So I'm like, now what? Now what? What are you doing? I said, no, motherfucker, take your hand off the goddamn gun.
Right. Obviously.
You know what I'm saying? You got a gun right there, bro. So like, what do you want me to do? Like,
Right.
Get your fucking shift commander here, goddammit.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck I need. I need this shit today.
To fucking you have to really outwit these people.
Man.
And you have to also understand that they are fucking stupid. Every officer that you've ever, maybe not every, some of them, I've actually run into some very intelligent, kind, like courteous fucking officers, really. Believe it or not, the last two, that's it. But most of them don't know law. They know procedure.
Yeah, man, that's everything.
They know procedure. They are trained to get you to do this or say this, or when they're more specifically trained to notice when you do this or say this, that's when you now stomp on his neck, right?
Yes.
Now stomp on his neck because he just gave you permission.
Type shit.
And it's that simple. You could literally, first thing I recommend if you're getting pulled up, turn your fucking camera on, but not just the camera, live. Right then, instantly, wherever, whatever fucking app's closest. That right there, that alone will protect you so much. So fucking much. Because now it's not just their word against yours, because even if they got the dash cam, even if they got the body cam, do you really think those officers violating your rights and fucking acting completely unconstitutionally and all that fucking, you think that's just gonna be there? You think they're gonna bring the evidence with them to fuck themselves?
Right.
Never, not one time. I know this to be fact because they're gonna give you that same old bullshit story about how the dash cams rewrite every 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks they override. Sorry, bud. Right. Oh, what about the body cam? Oh, you know what? I just so happened to not have it on me that day, but you did though. But no, I didn't. I didn't know. I had forgot it at home that day. Remember? Like, what are you gonna do? So you got to build a fucking case. You got to get them to build the case for you, and you can't fucking do that without a record.
At least something, man.
Something, evidence, something. Something, and then even think about it, something, even if it's just fucking like a verbal fucking account or fucking a report or you know what I'm saying? But most people are gonna fucking just get beat up, get fucking treated like shit, get their rights violated, and just gonna go to court and pay them fucking money for it.
Absolutely.
And be
Yeah,
thankful that it wasn't fucking 1,000. Shit, at least it's only 500.
type shit, man. You just gotta be smart, strategic in all situations, bro.
And
That's what
realize
it is.
the critical thinking aspect of this whole thing. You think fucking Donald Trump's going and paying probation?
Type shit.
You think Donald Trump's fucking going and giving fucking the IRS every fucking account and record and all the shit that he had going on? You think he fucking don't know the difference between income and like fucking liabilities? And bro, there's a reason. Why does he do different shit? Why does he do shit that you don't do? Because the shit that you're doing is what's got you fucking to who you are. That's why. That's why rich people don't hang out with poor people, because y'all do poor shit. It's a very simple thing. They do. Poor people. And dude, like Andrew Tate said, he said, if you've ever been robbed, it's probably a poor person. If you ever got into a fist fight like out somewhere, it's probably a poor person.
Like physically robbed.
Right, really. You know what I'm saying? And the embezzlement, you know what I'm saying? That's like a whole nother thing. But literally, if you've got into physical fucking altercations where
They shake your hand.
yeah,
That's being
exactly.
robbed
Yeah,
already.
exactly. They're like leaning in to give you the fucking little fake hug with the handshake, and they're whispering in your ear like, "Yeah, I'm about to seize your company." Like that shit.
Or
Yeah, we've already signed the paperwork. Yeah, the contract's on the table.
the rest of them.
Yeah.
Comes the rest of the motion. As long as you're happy with whatever happened throughout this situation, then we're good.
Yeah,
You know,
that's it.
that just naturally becomes the problem or the issue. You know,
The problem
And-
or the issue.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's
It is
crazy.
crazy. You know what? We're gonna keep this going. Should I just kill the podcast or keep it going? Because I'm actually gonna do some kickboxing with Randy. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Yeah, where's Randy go? He's still here, right? Can we get his ass in here? We got the gloves. We're gonna. Yeah, I mean, shit. Why not? And then I can still fucking listen. We can still learn and fucking and shit. You know what I mean? Maybe people even get the benefit of learning a few things with some kickboxing. I usually like every time Randy comes over, I give him like some instructions on just basic movement and shit. Right? Dude, my son, my oldest son, well, I told you about it. I was so proud, bro. His whole life he's been very timid. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see. Let me get you ready and Randy. Shit, we could even turn. What you want to do? Practice some of this shit like on camera, Randy? We still got the podcast. We're doing it. We're finna hit the weights. Hey, we go outside with the shit. Right, because I can switch that shit over to the phone, actually. Oh, wait, no, I can't because we're on the message. Yeah, you good? I'm good. Well, there we go. We got the thing on. We could probably technically hit this shit and turn it around. Probably, as long as that shit don't fuck up. Hey, you want to flip that mat out, Randy, or are you good on the concrete? Because my fucking feet are like fucking, like sandals. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a built-in sole. I'll be barefoot all the time. Real shit. I'll be fucking with that rubber, right? Disconnecting me from the fucking earth and all this natural fucking healing properties and shit. I need that shit. How else you gonna be fucking? How else you gonna be this old fucking kickbox fucking? I fucking didn't know I was fucking 40. Yeah. Yeah, I think I am. Oh, well, either way, whatever it is, I'm not even that. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck yeah, we are. Yeah, we still are, bro. Why not? I asked you, I said, should I fucking cut it? You said, no, fuck it, keep it going. So I didn't fuck it.
There was just a police cast last, so I gotta walk it through this.
Oh, shit. Oh, should I cut it then? Oh, yes, bro, that would be dope. I was about to say, should I cut it? And hell no, I need to keep it going. No, you know what? That's probably because they know you now by now. You know what I'm saying? They only fuck with you a couple of times And I think they probably do that with anybody that wasn't already like a part of it, right? I know I would if I was in some secret fucking club and here's this fucking dude that nobody knows and he fucking knows the secret handshake. You know what I'm saying? I come fuck with you too. I'd be like, nah, where'd you learn this handshake, bro? What set you claim, folk? What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? I don't know you, partner. You obviously ain't from around here.
Man, I think I'm about to get off here.
Yeah, man. I am too. Man, you feeling? I'm gonna go through this workout session, which is crazy. What time is it? It's late, isn't it? By most people's standards.
9:17.
Okay, so it's not even late. Oh yeah, yeah, it's later up this way. Yes, okay. You know, we got one little section right up, like it's right here where I'm at. So where we got like 3 different time zones. It's the most, it's no, it's 2 different time zones, and it's right there in the fucking same like area. Like I could literally be here in like 10 minutes. I'm fucking in a whole nother time zone. It's ridiculous.
Crazy, bro.
It is weird. It's crazy. Like, how is that happening? Because aren't you splitting the time zones geographically?
It's supposed to be like that wherever those lines are for the. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
It's a weird dude. We got this one spot that's like Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, and where is it? West Virginia or no? Where's the fucking where all 4 of those?
Ohio.
No, I'm talking about here. We got Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, and Kentucky. Right? No, Kentucky's above Tennessee. What's the fucking one that's right there at the tip? It's South Carolina. Yes, there's one fucking point where like they're all like fucking right in this little area.
Oh,
No, it's fucking.
there's Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia.
And then there's one that's like there's a very little tip that can anyway fucking you get on the mountain you can see like fucking 3 states or 4 states skiing mountain. Right, but this is a ball that's only 24,000 miles around. And if you do the math, I'm saying that don't add up. I shouldn't be able to see that far.
All that stuff.
I shouldn't be able to see that far. Wait a minute. The fuck? Somebody lying. Somebody lied about either the math or the fucking size of this shit.
Yeah, man. Whatever it is, bro.
Mm.
It can't be what they say.
It can't be, right? Literally, even it can't be what they say by their rules.
Exactly.
That's come on, by their fucking admission. They said this shit doesn't fucking make sense.
Exactly.
Not me, bro.
Pointing out their shit to them, and then it's you're
Yeah, I didn't even say that this shit didn't make sense. Y'all said it. I just agreed with you.
I'm just shifting your own man.
So I literally said, yeah, you're right. That shit don't make sense. Yeah, that 1 + 1 don't equal 2. The fuck? You want to use the good bugs? Yeah, yeah. I'm finna that's it for the